Hey everybody! Today let's binge watch the Best of Year Awards. It's a marathon, and today our exclusive partner is Interface. Best of Year celebrates the products, projects, people, and students that change an industry. And Interface has achieved their own milestone this year too, the introduction of carbon negative carpet tile. So thanks Interface for always raising the bar and providing an opportunity to reduce the carbon impact of the spaces we design. So get out your popcorn and let's get watching. Hello, design friends and fans. This is Cindy Allen, Editor-in-Chief of Interior Design, and welcome. Today, we're featuring the much anticipated Best of Projects. Now, whether you're new to Best of Year or you're already part of our global family, welcome. Best of Year is where our industry always comes together to celebrate the best of design's best. It's so exciting. This year more than ever, since we can't be together in person. And you guys know I miss you all so much. We at Interior Design knew how important it was to honor your brilliant achievements. And frankly, nothing was going to stop us. So virtual it is. Before we get going, I'd like to do a shout out to our Best of Year award sponsors. Thank you, Material Bank. I know, I hear from you designers how Material Bank has made your life so much easier to work from wherever you are and get samples in your hands overnight, right? Thank you, Mecho and SWF Contract, and thank you, TUUCI. First things first, a heartfelt thanks to my wonderful friends at Turf who created this gorgeous custom backdrop just for me. Can you imagine? And we collaborated all over Zoom, just like you're doing right now. But partnering with them was a joy, seriously. Now, FYI, because I know you're going to ask, this gorgeous wall panel is called Reed. It's a 9mm felt material, available in like 30 different colors, completely modular, custom, and has great acoustic performance. I mean, come on, you can't get better than this. Great partner. Thank you, Turf. And finally, a huge debt of gratitude and thanks to our Best of Year sponsor, Clarus, who created our winner awards and honorary plaques. Okay, so let's face it, this year would have been so easy to say no awards since there is no in-person event. Plus, our bulb awards are costly to make and heavy and bulky to ship and all that. But no. We wanted something special for you, especially this year, and Clarus said yes. And I gotta tell you, it was an amazing experience collaborating with them. Okay, so we needed something flat and shippable, so glass was a great answer. Now, I know how you designers like everything custom, so Clarus made the panels fun and customizable so you can play around with it. FYI, they use their UV print technology, Color Drop. And there's still our signature light bulb there. Oh, and when it was just about finalized, check this out. I asked, well, can we light it up? And without missing a beat, voila, everything is illuminated just for you, our design luminaries. Hang on, I want to show you a prototype. Gorgeous, right? And then it lights up back here. Very special. And now, truth be told, we weren't going to have the honorary plaques, but I really wanted to. So I smiled and just asked them, and they were like, heck yes. So, and it looks pretty good too. Kind of looks like a winner. Shh, don't tell anybody. Anyway, thank you, Clarus. Amazing collaborations and amazing partnership. In a year like 2020, we are so proud of all of you. A whopping 950 project submissions in 65 categories. From 516 firms and from 30 countries, this is truly a global event. Now, listen up. These are the new rules of the game. After the awards, be on the lookout for an email from us from Interior Design for details on your award and receiving digital assets. In a normal year, you'd come up on stage, get your bulb, take your pics. This year, when you win, or even as an honoree, post selfies, images of the screen, be creative, and use hashtag IDBoyAwards. Tag us at Interior Design Mag, of course. Tag me at the Cindygram, and let's spread the design love. So, even though I'm here and you're there, let's imagine we're all together as in past years. I will now, will you? Okay, let's get going. I hear the crowd roar. Best of year projects, here we come. And the first category is exhibition installation. And our honorees are Aurelian Chen, Dragon Mountain Pavilion in China. Chu and Gooding Architects, Wright Golden Hayes, Oklahoma Contemporary Art Center in Oklahoma. Lab at Rockwell Group and Cohn Pedersen Fox Associates for Journey to Edge, New York. And LSM and Daniel Chadwick, Gravity, Paul Hastings' office in the UK. And our Best of Year winner for exhibition installation goes to Rockwell, Lab at Rockwell Group and Cohn Pedersen Fox Associates. And our next category is budget. Modern Out West, File Line Headquarters, Salt Lake City, Utah. Modern Shed, the DW in Seattle. Onyxen Architects, Joys in Shenzhen. Patrick Thompson Design, Bolero Lanes and Lounge in Royal Oak, Michigan. So fun. Vermilion Zoo Design Group, the High Inn Hotel in Shanghai. And our Best of Year budget goes to the Modern Shed, the DW. The Dwelling on Wheels, or the DW, is a beautiful self-contained space big enough to call home, yet small enough to take anywhere. Congrats. The next is Education Higher Learning, and our honorees are CO Architects, Health Science Innovation Building, University of Arizona in Tucson. And BBJ, American International University in Kuwait City. SCAD Design Group, Clark Hall Sheds, and number 9, Savannah College of Art and Design. Woods Bagot, Sunshine Skills Hub, Victoria University in Melbourne, Australia. And our Best of Year Education Higher Learning goes to Woods Bagot. By offering future-oriented vocational training, this new facility addresses the area's above 18% youth unemployment rate. Thank you for that. Next, Education Primary and High School. And our honorees are Ewing Cole Mass 2 Community Charter School in Philly. Mythen Blakely Elementary School in Bainbridge Island. Perkins and Will Lyle Elementary School in Lyle, Illinois. Wheeler Kearns Architects, Bernard Zell Ansch Emmett Day School in Chicago. And our Best of Year Education Primary and High School goes to Perkins and Will Lyle Elementary School. With 26 species of trees and 6 species of shrubs, the school celebrates learning and the surrounding landscape. Nice one. And our next category is Kids Zone. And here are our honorees. We've got Cal Poo, Big Toy Kid Photography Studio in Beijing. Koenig Eisenberg Architecture for the Museum Lab in Pittsburgh. Olsen Kunding Anoha, the Children's World of the Jewish Museum in Berlin, Germany. X Plus Living, Mondodo Kidstown in China. And Best of Year Kids Zone goes to Olsen Kundig for Anoha. Now, this powerful installation draws from hundreds of ancient flood stories to help visitors understand issues related to contemporary climate change. Love it. Greater World Environmental Impact is our next category. And our honorees are CL3 Architects Limited, the Quay Side in Hong Kong. Evolved Living by Andrea Cantelberg, the Wellington in Toronto. Minark, Mildred Residence in Venice, California. Shed Architecture and Design, Mi Kwa Mook's Net Zero in Seattle. And our Best of Year and Greater World Environmental Impact goes to CL3 Architects Limited. This is a mixed-use development promoting a healthy working environment in a green oasis amidst the industrial neighborhood in Hong Kong. Love it. Next category, Greater Good Social Impact. And our honorees are Ewan Cole, Jill and Alan B. Miller Tower, Philly. Gensler Plywood Place in Atlanta, Georgia. Perkins & Will Northtown Affordable Apartments and Public Library in Chicago, Illinois. Rockwell Group for Dine Out, New York. And Best of Year Greater Good Social Impact goes to Perkins & Will Northtown Affordable Apartments and Public Library. Check this out. A new urban typology co-locating affordable senior housing with a community library to encourage lifelong learning, collaboration, and community. Greater Good Design Unity is our next category and is new this year. Our honorees are Design Museum Everywhere. We design, people, practice, progress. Lair Architects LA, the Algin Sutton Pool in Los Angeles. I love a good pool. Smith Group, Society's Cage in Washington, D.C. The Urban Conga, Shifting Totems in Cleveland, Ohio. And the Best of Year Greater Good for Design Unity goes to the Smith Group for Society's Cage, helping visitors understand the murders of George Floyd and Breonna Taylor are not anomalies, but rather the latest examples in a historic pattern of systemic racism in the United States. Our next category, Outdoor Space. And our honorees are Cohen Pedersen Fox for Edge. We have Rockwell Group for Budokan in New York. Schiller Project's Timber Pavilion in the UK. Gorgeous. Sordo-Manoleno Arquitectos Espacio Arte Abierto in Mexico City. And our Best of Year outdoor space goes to Cohn Pedersen Fox Associates for Edge. Now, fun fact, this is the highest outdoor observation deck in the Western Hemisphere. Scary. Are you taking selfies? Are you posting on Instagram? Are you posting on social? Hashtag ID Boy Awards. Don't forget, tag Interior Design Mag, tag at the Cindygram, celebrate design all over the world. Our next category is Large Museum Art Gallery. And our honorees are Atelier Alter Architects, the Yingliang Stone Natural History Museum in China. Big Architects, Musée Atelier Ademar Piguet in Switzerland. Secciarelli Architecture and Roman & Williams for Fotografiska in New York. Rand Elliott Architects, Oklahoma Contemporary Art Center, Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. And Best of Year Large Museum Art Gallery goes to Big Architects, inspired by the convergence of the form and the content within a clock. Our next category is Museum Art Gallery, and our honorees are Architecture Research Office for the Rothko Chapel campus in Houston. Kun Design for Utter Space in Beijing. Jingu Phoenix Space Planning Organization, the Private Fish Maw Museum in China. And we've got Nomura Co. Eisen AW Museum in Japan. And Yao Xiaobing Space Design Studio, the Lake Art in China. And the Best of Year Small Museum Art Gallery goes to ARO for the Rothko Chapel campus. The expansion of the Rothko campus strengthens the chapel's mission of social action for future generations. Love it. Next, we have Government Institutional, and our honorees are Aitlin Darling Design for Geneva Car Barn and Powerhouse in San Fran. We have Amenta Emma, 165 Capitol Avenue in Hartford, Connecticut. Smart Ball Architects Service Center of the Vienna Public Services in Vienna. So chic. Yang Banshen and Associates Group for Xi'an Silk Road International Conference Center in China. And our Best of Year for Government Institutional goes to Yang Banshen and Associates Group. This is big, the largest and the fullest functional convention hall in China. And our next category is transportation. And our honorees are EXP and Nick K of Art, CTA Garfield Gateway Elevated Station in Chicago. When you gotta get somewhere. Grand Baba Architects, Alaska Airlines Flagship Lounge in Seattle. Office of McFarland Bigger Architects and Designers and Checkwich Pyron Architects, Nanaimo Airport in Canada. Box Architects for Gagarin Airport VIP Lounge in Russia. And our Best of Year transportation goes to, drumroll please, Box Architects. Named after Yuri Gagarin, the first man who flew into space, the architects took the theme of the cosmos for the VIP lounge. Next, we have entertainment. Marvel Architects Theater Squared in Fayetteville. Olson Kundig Century Project Space Needle in Seattle. Wowza! Oh my. Pulse-On Partnership Bona Palace Cinema Landmark Riverside Park in China. Pulse-On Partnership SFC Shenyang Cinema Lux in China. The Best of Year Entertainment goes to Olson Kundig Century Project Space Needle. To new heights, preserving the Space Needle's legacy and looking ahead to the next 50 years. Next, we've got healthcare, and our honorees are HOK and Ballinger, New York Presbyterian Alexandra Cohen Hospital for Women and Newborns in New York. iCrave, Perkins Eastman, and Ennead Architects, the David Koch Center for Cancer Care Memorial Sloan Kettering in New York. Leeway Daly and Vireo, Omaha VA Ambulatory Care Center in Omaha. Perkins & Will MUSC Sean Jenkins Children's Hospital and Pearl Torville Women's Pavilion in Charleston. So fun. And Perkins & Will, the University of Cincinnati Gardner Neuroscience Institute in Cincinnati. And Best of Year in Healthcare goes to iCrave, Perkins Eastman, and Ennead Architects. Innovations at all scales and touch points create a new model for the 21st century cancer care. Thank you. Next, we have health and wellness, and our honorees are BHDM Design, Real in New York. Feel your feelings. Jason Design Group, Wellham Pediatric in Shanghai. Merge Architects, the Beverly Clinic in Beverly, Massachusetts. Rockwell Group for Aura in New York. And our Best of Year in Health and Wellness goes to Merge Architects. The new clinic efficiently fits a fully functioning 6-chair office into only 2,000 square feet. Next, we have fitness. And our honorees are Enter Projects Asia, Vikasa Yoga in Bangkok, Thailand. Ewing Cole Penn Squash Center in Philly. Look at them. Perkins & Will Piedmont Wellness Center in Fayetteville, Georgia. And we have Pony Architecture, Fusion Fitness Q Plex Premium Club in China. Vermilion Zoo Design Group for Body Concept Pilates Studio in Shanghai. And our Best of Year in Fitness, something we all need right now, goes to Enter Projects Asia, using 3D technologies with local Thai craftsmanship, bringing nature to an urban context. Can you say, Hey guys, don't forget, you're going to get one of these if you're a winner. And by the way, if you're an honoree, you're going to get one of these. Not so bad, huh? And our next category is spa. And we've got Denton House Design Studio, Chileno Bay Spa in Cabo San Lucas. Leaping Creative Forest the Rest in China. Vermilion Zoo Design Group, Green Massage in Shanghai. Verona Carpenter Architects and Kohlberg Architecture for Williamsburg Bathhouse in New York. And our Best of Year in Spa goes to Leaping Creative Forest the Rest. The Hercules beetle was the chosen icon since it symbolizes healing, energy, and vitality. And our next category is beauty. AD Architecture, Suyu Beauty Salon, Harbin, China. Balbec Bureau, Say No Mo in Ukraine. Jason Design Group, a surprise hair salon in Shanghai. I'm surprised. Studio I in Shiseido Future Solutions LX in Shanghai. And our Best of Year in Beauty goes to Balbec Bureau, Say No More. The concrete broken arch serves as a metaphor for broken stereotypes in the beauty industry. Wow. Our next category is coffee, tea. And we've got MOC Design Office for Hey Tea Pink in Beijing. So pretty. Aura Liberation Coffee House in LA. And we have Tomo Design for Hey Tea Lab in China. Und Design Studio Hey Tea in Foshan, China. And our Best of Year coffee tea goes to Tomo Design Hey Tea Lab. Okay, a huge shout out to all the Hey Tea Labs who celebrate design in all their locations. Love it. Next category is bar. Avrico Lenins in Bangkok, Thailand. Balbec Bureau Zweg in the Ukraine. So cool. Minas Cosmides Architects La Cage Noir in Greece. Sordo Madaleno Arquitectos for Odessa in Mexico City, Mexico. And our Best of Year in Bar goes to Sordo Madaleno Arquitectos for Odessa, blurring the lines between architecture and interior design and how structural elements and construction methods can become part of the space contained in walls. Next, we have Lounge. And we have CL3 Architects Nina Bridal Suite, Hong Kong. I-29 and Math Architecten Felix Meritus in Amsterdam. So chic. NC Design and Architecture Garden Pavilion in Hong Kong. Wow. Sassour Architects for Sheju Estate in China. Williamson Osler Bluff Ski Club in the Blue Mountains of Canada. And our Best of Year in Lounge goes to Sassour Architects. Integrating with the environment and coexisting with nature is the starting point of the design of the winery. I'll toast to that. Stick around. More. Next, casual dining. AAN Architects Yao in Shenzhen. DA Bureau Under the Sea in St. Petersburg, Russia. Esra Studio, Tori, Mexico City, Mexico. And NC Design and Architecture, Mr. Ming in Hong Kong. SW Group, Qingdao Flowery Cafe in China. And our best of the year in casual dining goes to Esros Studio for Tori. Two mammoth hanging structures are an abstraction of a samurai armor breastplate known as Do. Hooray for all our best of year winners and honorees. Now, this is normally where you line up and get your award. Are you dancing in your living room? I hope you're toasting the other honorees. How about a virtual toast? We're all in this together, and I know, as I always say, but this year especially, everyone is a winner. Huggies to all. Shall we continue? Next category, counter service. We have Cadena Asociados concept design for De Huevos. Love the yellow. Da Bureau City Food, St. Petersburg, Russia. Department of Architecture, The Commons, Saladang in Bangkok, Thailand. Carve One design for Vista, China. Linehouse, Base Hall, Hong Kong. And our best of year counter service goes to Carve One design for Vista, a fluttering ribbon in the wind. Next is fine dining. And our honorees are GRT Architects, Georgie by Curtis Stone, Dallas, Texas. We have Juan Manku for Blue by Alain Ducasse, Bangkok, Thailand. Carve One design, After Rain in China. Marion Yu Design and Research Office, Jean-Georges, 3 on the Bund in China. Rockwell Group for Peak in New York. And the very best of year in fine dining goes to Juan Manku, Blue by Alain Ducasse. Blue, capturing the spectacular lake landscape of the effervescent Thai capital. Congrats. Next, we have hotel dining. Abraco, Nai Bay in Bangkok, Thailand. EDG Design, the Chinese National in Jakarta, Indonesia. Parts and Labor Design, Myelino Made in Washington, D.C. Rockwell Group for Cathedral in New York. And our best of year in hotel dining goes to EDG, the Chinese National. 4 venues as an ode to 4 iconic Chinese inventions. Listen to this: the letterpress, the compass, paper, and gunpowder. Wow. Next, we have Domestic Chain Hotel. And our honorees are Abraco, the Canopy by Hilton in Philly. Nice. We have Mark Zeff Virgin Hotel in Nashville, Tennessee. Parts and Labor, designed for the Thompson in Washington, D.C. A lot of D.C. action. Rotate Studio and Herzog and de Meuron, the Conrad in Washington, D.C. And our best of year domestic chain hotel goes to Rotate Studio and Herzog and de Meuron for the Conrad, the hotel as a contemporary rendition of the classic early American town square. Next, we have International Chain Hotel, and our honorees are CL3 Architects, Intercontinental Raffles City in China. Wow. HBA Canopy by Hilton in Cancun. TUUCI Studio Park Hyatt in Kyoto, Japan. Vermilion Zoo Design Group for Joya Hotel in China. They're all so good. Our Best of Year International Chain Hotel goes to TUUCI Studio, a stunning modern mountain house interpretation of the timeless Kyoto culture. Next, we have Boutique Hotel. And our honorees are Panorama Design Group for Me Hotel in Shenzhen, China. Rote Studio C. Baldwin Hotel, Houston, Texas. Studio Locomotive Hotel Gan in Thailand. Yang Bengsheng and Associates Group, the Golden Eagle G Hotel in China. They're also good. The Best of Year Boutique Hotel goes to Panorama Design Group for Me Hotel, a new peaceful urban resort hotel for the business traveler. Next, we have resort. And our honorees are HBA Canopy by Hilton in Cancun, Mexico. Meyer Davis, Mauna Lani in Hawaii. Pretty. NOA Network of Architecture for the Apple Hotel in Italy. OLAB Casa Palermo in Mallorca, Spain. Oh, and our Best of Year and Resort goes to NOA Network of Architecture. This property includes a wellness area nestled in a modern, lush garden. Gorgeous. Next, Hotel Transformation. We've got Deborah Burke Partners for the 21C Museum Hotel in Chicago. We have Lore Group for Riggs in Washington, D.C. LYCS Architecture, Lanao, Yufengli Homestay in China. Martin Lake Uraga Architecture Office for Loop Homes Palace in Granada. So huge. Nicole Hollis, the Chandler Hotel in Atlanta, Georgia. Stonehill Taylor, Conrad New York Midtown in New York. And our Best of Year Hotel Transformation. In domestic, we have Deborah Burke Partners for the 21C Museum Hotel in Chicago. And international, we have LYCS Architecture for the Homestay. The hotel, listen to this, is located in a century-old pawn shop. Fab, huh? Okay, next, small corporate office. Figure 3, First Gulf Finally Home in Toronto. IA Interior Architects Sterling Bay headquarters in Chicago. How good do these look? Ippolito Flights Group Warwag headquarters in Stuttgart. And Best of Year Small Corporate Office goes to Ippolito Flights for Warwag headquarters. The headquarters for this paint company is cool and, well, colorful. Next, Medium Corporate Office. And we have Fogarty Figure Architecture for Rockefeller Group headquarters, New York, New York. Perkins & Will, EY Wave Space in Charlotte. Seguez & Partners, Pernod Ricard Global Headquarters in Paris. And our Best of Year Medium Corporate Office goes to Seguez and Partners for Pernod Ricard. The 900 employees were previously spread out over 7 different sites and now commune happily in their new home they call the Island, in reference to the MBS Islands acquired by Paul Ricard in 1958. Kind of cool, right? Okay, our next category is large corporate office. And we have A+I for the Equinox headquarters in New York. And Moser Associates for Red Star Mackline headquarters in Shanghai. Perkins & Will Guardian Life headquarters in New York. Woods Bagot for BHP in Adelaide, Australia. And Best of Year large corporate office goes to and Moser Associates. An interior structure resembling a birdcage symbolizes the spirit of home. Next, we have Biotech Medical Office, and our honorees are Arcturus Benson Hill in St. Louis. Gensler PDI headquarters in Woodcliff Lake, New Jersey. HCR Bristol Myers Squibb Modulus M&M in Lawrenceville, New Jersey. ZGF Medical Research Building 1, the Lundquist Institute for Biomedical Innovation in LA. And our Best of Year Biotech Medical Office goes to ZGF for the Lundquist Institute. Now, you gotta hear this. The company has been quietly producing impactful biomedical solutions for over 67 years. From the invention of the modern cholesterol test to right now, they're in phase 3 trials of COVID-19 vaccine. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Next, we have Finance Law Office. And our honorees are Gensler Financial Service Firm, New York, New York. Gorgeous. We have HYL Architecture and Spectre Group for the law firm. Shop Architects and K&Co Law Office in Washington, D.C. Studios Architecture for Hogan Lovells in New York. And our Best of Year Financial Law Office goes to Shop Architects and K&Co. In a bold stroke, Shop inserted an 8-story diagonal atrium into the office, which they dubbed the sleeve. Don't you love these fun facts? Okay, next we have Tech Office. And our honorees are Gensler, TikTok headquarters in LA. We've got Unbot, Prisms, Design, and Super Nico Architects for Unbot in Shanghai. WIT Design and Research for FinTech in Beijing. WRNS Studio Soho office in New York. And our Best of Year in Tech goes to Prism Design and Super Nico Architects. Now, fun fact, the design concept is based on mitochondria and chloroplasts that can be found in the shape and colors used throughout the office. Next, Creative Office. And our honorees are Collective Office, Hallstar Beauty in Darien, Illinois. Gensler Motion Picture Association in Washington, D.C. D.C. is in the house today. We've got HOK Shiseido America's headquarters in New York. And Jeffrey Beers International for Rock Nation, New York. Go Jeffrey. And Rap Studio for Goop headquarters in LA. And our Best of Year Creative Office goes to HOK for Shiseido. Now, representations of beauty can be found everywhere, from the rounded and curved forms and color schemes inspired by makeup palettes. Next, we have co-working space. And our honorees are design agency Neue House Bradbury in LA. Matrix Design Shimao M-Works Mao Space in China. Studio BV The Coven, St. Paul, Minnesota. And Studio Perspective Base 4 Work in the Czech Republic. We are global, and Best of Year goes to Matrix Design. The design was used as an open plan layout to maximize the sense of space, light, and flow. Next, we have Firm's Own Office in North America. We have Double Dam Architecture and Design in Toronto, Canada. We have HLW in New York. We have LeMay in Toronto, Canada. And Perkins & Will in Austin, Texas. We are so proud. And our Best of Year Firm's Own in North America goes to Double Dam Architecture and Design in Canada. Now, this is century-old mixed-use building that now houses a design studio, co-working space, marketing agency, and an indie coffee shop. Our next category is Firm's Own International, and we have Kun Panda in China. Look at that head. SRA Studio, Mexico City. EVD in Shanghai, China. Nearing Hugh Design and Research Office in Shanghai. Republic Metropolis Architecture in China. Unbelievable, right? And Best of Year Firm's Own International goes to EVD in Shanghai. Now, utilizing classical architectural elements with modern approaches, they added a sense of eternity in this little space, and we loved it. Next is Office Transformation, and our honorees are DL Group Staffelbach, Eagle Family Executive Offices in Dallas, Texas. Provencher Roy Government Office in Montreal. Wrap Studio for Unity in Copenhagen. Rumu Canada Goose in Shanghai. And Best of Year Office Transformation goes to, they're all so good, but it goes to Rumu Canada Goose. Listen to this. Built during 1920 to 1930 and used as practice rooms for the former Shanghai People's Acrobatic Troupe. I am literally flipping over this one. Our next category is Corporate Cafeteria. And we have Ippolito Flights Group, La Visione, Object Carpet Campus in Germany. Substance, The Rambler, Goodman Interlink Headquarters in Hong Kong. Yu Kwang and Partners, One Shenzhen Bay in China. And the Best of Year Corporate Cafeteria goes to, I'm getting hungry, Ippolito Flights Group. Not only is it an Italian restaurant, but a co-working space, team meeting place, and a bar. A big congratulations to everyone. Big virtual hug, big virtual toast, all of our winners, all of our honorees. Now, It takes a village to put on these events, in person or virtual, and I want to send my heartfelt thanks to my team at Interior Design. Helene Oberman, my managing director, my right hand, I couldn't do it without you. The hardest working art department ever. Editorial, digital, marketing, sales, and our super video team. Love you all. Thank you. It's not over yet. Let's keep going. And our next category is commercial, lobby, and amenity space. And our honorees are CNC Design Co., Times Property Center in China. Charlie Green Studio, 600 West Chicago in Chicago. Looks like jewelry, I love it. Gensler, 1 Embarcadero Center in San Fran. Gensler at the Post Office in Chicago. Carve One Design, Fluorescence in China. Wow. Woods Bagot, 347 Kent Street in Sydney, Australia. Our friends at Woods Bagot. And our best of year commercial, lobby, and amenity space domestically goes to Gensler, 1 Embarcadero Center. Now listen to this. 250 individually cast ribbons stand 1 inch apart from each other, creating a transparent layer to view the original fluted concrete core of the brutalist 1968 building. Amazing. And our best of year commercial, lobby, and amenity space international goes to Carve One Design for Fluorescence. The whole space is shaped like a blooming flower. Next, we have building facade. And our honorees are Chioco Design for Torchy's Tacos in Odessa, Texas. Oh yes. We have Corgan, American Airlines Federal Credit Union headquarters in Fort Worth, Texas. Omniplan, Dallas Holocaust and Human Rights Museum in Dallas, Texas. OV Architekti Lasvit headquarters in the Czech Republic. SOM 1550 in San Fran. And our best of year building facade domestic goes to Omniplan, Dallas Holocaust and Human Rights Museum. Copper represented perseverance and weathering the storm to those who have had to endure so much more than we could ever imagine. And best of year building facade international goes to OV Architekti for the Lasvit headquarters. By transforming existing homes from the 1790s and incorporating glass based on the traditional craft, Lasvit honors its company ethos of uniting modern design and cutting-edge technology, and we love it. Come on, I want to hear you. A big congrats. Next, we have residential lobby and amenity space, and our honorees are Marmel Radziner and SOM for 1550 San Fran. MYP Design, Dongguan by Shu Soho in China. We have the Rockwell Group for the Waterline Club in New York. Shenzhen Supernormal Design Company and Kumark Decoration for the Everbahn in China. Best of Year residential lobby and amenity space goes to Rockwell Group. The mission was simple yet bold, to create the most innovative, comprehensive, and cohesive luxury residential amenity experience in New York City. I think they did it. And our next category is multi-unit housing. And we have Double Dem Architecture and Design and Quadrangle Bata Shoe Factory in Canada, our friends in Canada. Lorcan O'Herlihy Architects for John R. 2660 in Detroit. Studio Arthur Casas Icaro Building in Brazil. Workshop APD, the Hawthorne Park Development in Nantucket. And our Best of Year multi-unit housing goes to Studio Arthur Casas. Based on neuroarchitecture principles, the project considers how an environment can communicate with our emotional perception. Next, we have Apartment. And our honorees are Axelrod Design White Screens Apartment in Tel Aviv. Ghislaine Vinyas for the Soho Loft in New York. NC Design and Architecture for Imperfect Residence in Hong Kong. Shelton Mandel and Marpillero Pollock Architects for the Hudson River Residence in New York. They're also good. Space Edge Design, Alex in Singapore. And Best of Year in Apartment goes to NC Design and Architecture. This is a transformation of a 157 square meter apartment in the heart of Hong Kong, inspired by a sculpture garden that pays homage to the ancient Japanese philosophy of wabi-sabi. Next, we have City House, and our honorees are Alder Studio Architecture, Pemberton Residence in Austin, Texas. David Jameson Architect for the Manifold House in Arlington, Virginia. Montalba Architects for the Vertical Courtyard House in LA. Standard Architecture Forest Knoll Residence in LA. Workshop APD Brooklyn Townhouse in New York. And our Best of Year City House goes to David Jameson for the Manifold House. Check this out. Inspired by the client's passion for rebuilding vintage Italian scooters, Manifold House is an ode to the precision of manufactured assemblages. Next category, Beach House. Anonymous for Casa Cova in Puerto Escondido, Mexico. Commune Design and Feldman Architecture for Surf House in Santa Cruz. Shelton Mandel, Curtain Wall 2, Sag Harbor. Stephen Harris Architects and Reese Roberts and Partners for Oceanfront Residence in Quogue. They're all glorious. Workshop APD Hamptons Modern in Sagaponack. And our Best of Year for Beach House goes to Commune Design and Feldman Architecture. Storyline, a professor who surfs, and an interiors filled with commissions from artists, artisans, and designers. Beautiful. Next, we have Country House. And our honorees are Adlin Darling Design for High Desert Retreat in Palm Desert, California. We've got Alloy Development and RR Interiors for Hudson Valley Residence in Cold Spring, New York. Desai Chai Architecture for the Ledge House in Cornwall, Connecticut. Sarah Story Design for Private Residence in Greenwich, Connecticut. And Workshop APD Ski Retreat in Williamstown. And the Best of Year Desert House goes to Aylin Darling for the High Desert Retreat. The client brief: create a modest home that didn't remove a single pinyon tree, check, embrace the rustic desert climate, check, and frame the always changing chameleon-like vistas from within, check, check, check. Amazing. And best of year ski retreat goes to Workshop APD for the ski retreat. With an indoor basketball court and a golf simulator, the indoor area is meant to keep the family's 3 youngsters active even throughout the winter. Very smart. Next category, residential transformation. And we have Andrew Franz Architect for the Fire Island House in Fire Island. Arnold Werner Architekten and Architektin Schindhelm Moser for the Villa Bogenhausen in Munich, Germany. So chic. Drew Mandel Architects for the Breakendale Hill residence in Toronto. Jessica Helgerson Interior Design for the Albemarle Terrace in Portland, Oregon. And our best of year residential transformation goes to Drew Mandel Architects. Situated in one of Toronto's earliest garden suburbs, this designated heritage residence from 1924 has been restored with 2 modern additions. Next up, kitchen and bath. And we have Alter Studio Architecture for Stratford residence in Austin. Sand Studio Skyline Drive residence in LA. Smartval Architects for the private spa in Austria. The Brooklyn Home Company, Brooklyn Heights, Brownstone in New York. West Chin Architects for the private residence in Montauk. Hey West. And best of year kitchen and bath goes to Smartval Architects for the private spa, a private wellness temple complex for the 21st century, indeed. Next up, residential landscape. And we have Christos Pavlo Architecture for the Garden House in Cyprus. Federico Del Rosso Architects for Tecca House in Italy. Janice Parker Landscape Architects and Jones Bryn Margotos Partners for the Jardin Vert in Greenwich, Connecticut. And our best of year landscape and residential goes to Janice Parker Landscape Architects and Jones Bryn Margotos Partners for the Green Garden, a residential landscape of 5.9 acres and an equestrian facility encompassing 10.18 acres to be exact. Next, residential sales center model apartment. Now, this was unprecedented, almost 70 submissions. We have never had that many in any category ever. And the level of submissions was unbelievable. So this is what we did, unprecedented. These are 6 of the very best, and they all are getting a Best of Year award. So, Best of Year in Residential Sales Center Model Apartment, we have C&C Design Co. for Light of Times in China. This project selected 5 industrial factory sites to preserve and renew, making the design a connection between history and the future. And our next winner, Ippolito Flights Group, CIFI Sales Center in China. The sales center is close to the 5th largest freshwater lake in the country. So the overall motif is, well, water. Our next winner, Matrix Design, Polytime Sales Center in China. Various artworks related to the theme of wood and trees are placed throughout the sales center, offering the visitor a sense of walking through the forest. Indeed. And our next winner, Mind Design, Sunup Jingquan Heart Valley in China. Built along a mountain and facing water, the building's facade was designed in accordance with the rule of nature and the essence of Eastern aesthetics. Nian Yu Design and Research Office for Yongsheng Cultural Center in Beijing. The building quietly rises out of the water as a brick mass with carved out spaces for programs interlocked with gardens that blur the boundary between inside and outside. And Pony Architecture, Poly Galaxy Land K3 in China. The meteorite art installation up on the ceiling has become the focal point and a big wowza. Congratulations to all the sales centers. Big hugs. Okay, next category, domestic showroom. And we have BLDGS Steelcase Worklife in DC. Gensler and De La Garza Architecture for Space Store in New York. Huntsman Architectural Group Target Atelier in New York. Mario Matzer Architects and Snyder USA for the Snyder USA flagship in New York. Urban Foundry Architecture and Michael Su Office of Architecture for the Ketra headquarters in Austin, Texas. And Best of Year Domestic Showroom goes to BLDGS Steelcase Worklife. The approach was to develop a series of thresholds between two types of program experiences, that of a showroom and hospitality amenities. Next, International Showroom, Trade Show Booth. Oh boy. And we have CNC Design, Sign Tone Marble, 2019 Guangzhou Design Week in China. We have PMT Partners, Verge Casa, 2019 China International Building Decoration Fair in China. Rams Architecture Studio, NIO House in China. V Together Design, J Plus Art Space in China. Woods Bagot Sculpt Form in Australia. Beautiful. And our Best of Year International Showroom Trade Show booth goes to CNC Design. The carefully constructed path through the trade show booth allows the visitors to experience the feeling of being on a nature walk within a noisy exhibition hall. Next up, large fashion retail. And we have massive design for the Hub Shopping Center in Poland. Peter Marino Architect for Louis Vuitton in the UK. PMT Partners, Jamila in China. Yevon Design, Cone Molding Market in China. And Best of Year Large Fashion Retail goes to Peter Marino. The combination of art and architecture is meant to make the whole greater, and we couldn't agree more. Next up, Small Fashion Retail. 80 Architecture, Trongyi Boutique in China. Gorgeous. Saisuke Yamamoto Design for beautiful people in Tokyo. Dan Brun Architecture, RTA in Las Vegas. Nian Yu Design and Research Office, Balextra in Shanghai. MOC Design Office, Bilby in China. And And Best of Your Small Fashion Retail goes to MOC Design Office. Simple materials are celebrated in this pop-up, like oriented strand boards pressed from broken wood and the humble tin foil, and we loved it. Next, we have Mixed Retail. Moment, a cute edition, Tokyo, Japan. Unstudio, Oppo Super flagship in Gwangju. Seguez and Partners, Huai Global flagship in China. X Plus Living, Zhanghu Lafayette in China. And our Rest of Year goes to X Plus Living. The reflection from the mirror ceiling makes this wonderland a surreal sensory experience. Oh boy. Okay, next we have environmental branding and graphics. And our honorees are Double Dim Architecture and Design and Sally Tabachi for Power 10 Fitness in Toronto. Let's get fit. Elvis Manfredi Architects, 401 Park in Boston. IKD, the Polaroid Project at the intersection of art and technology in Cambridge. Carve One Design, Dreamland in China. Rams Architecture Studio, Mini Copa in China. And our Rest of Year environmental branding and graphics goes to Elvis Manfredi Architects. Uniting the building's first 3 levels is the atrium's custom-designed industrial iron stair railing featuring Boston-centric names and places. Next, marketing and branding collateral, and we have Brand Bureau for Anchovy Social in DC. Session-ready architecture for love letters to New York City. Love that. Studio O+A for Toolkit for the Times. Simone Deary Design Group for Yours Truly DC, Washington, DC. And our Best of Year marketing and branding collateral goes to Studio O+A. This is a comprehensive analysis of how work environments must change to meet today's challenges of a pre-vaccine economy and includes both guidelines for office design and protocols to make the workplace safer. Thank you, O+A. Okay, we're getting towards the end. We have On the Boards commercial. Clive Wilkinson Architects and Roshkin Arquitectos for real estate headquarters in Mexico. We have Cook Fox Architects for Terminal Warehouse in New York. Hariri and Hariri Architecture for Kunming House of Art and Culture in China. Moto Design Shop, Arup Hall, St. Joseph's University in Philly. Beautiful. And SOM 800 Fulton in Chicago, Illinois. And our Best of Year On the Boards commercial goes to Clive Wilkinson Architects and Roshkin Arquitectos. The new home for this real estate company was designed to convey the honesty and innovation of the organization, as well as a vision for the future, integration, and community. Next is On the Boards Residential, and we have Andrea Steele Architecture and Lasoni, New York for the Chelsea Townhouse in New York. D-Spec Casa Horizonte in Mexico. Do Architecture for Casa Mas in Miami. Inc. Architecture and Design for St. Mark's Place in New York. And Masano O'Rourke Senior Housing in Novato, California. Meyer Davis for Mr. C residence in Miami. And our Best of Year on the Boards residential goes to Doe Architecture, Casa Mas in Miami. Now listen to this. Limited by restrictive development codes and lot limitations, this residence was designed as a collection of raw concrete volumes. Fantastic. Okay, you are our shining moment, but this is our last category, shining moment. And our honorees are Shea Studio and Aminil for Shorter Than the Day in New York. Les Observatoires International and Gary Partners for Dwight D. Eisenhower Memorial in Washington, D.C. One Fine Day Studio and Partners for La Moitié in China. Roger Ferris and Partners, 82nd Street Townhouse. Zimmerman Workshop Architecture and Design and Haute Tra for the Entry Staircase in New York. And Best of Year shining moment goes to Les Observatoires International and Gary Partners for Dwight D. Eisenhower Memorial. The light concept shapes the memorial square as a volume of light, and it is shining. A humongous congratulations to all our winners and honorees. Big virtual hugs and kisses. I hope you're dancing in your living room. Remember, this is a year we will never forget, and you all should celebrate these wins. You are moving design forward, and we love you. Hello, everybody. We are celebrating our Best of Year awards. Hooray! And for the very first time, listen up, we honor the talented people behind the design who are shaping and changing the world for the better. Oh yes, today we celebrate the Best of People awards. Are you ready? I am. Now, first things first, a heartfelt thank you to our sponsors. And finally, thank you to our Best of Year sponsor, Clarus, who also created this year's winner awards and honoree plaques and this fabulous backdrop. All right, let's go with the Best of Year people. And the first category is architect, and it's actually a partnership. He started out modeling at 16. It never took off, and he didn't grow an inch since. Her first job was an architectural designer at Booth Hanson in Chicago, right after college. Art is a big escape for both of them. He is an amateur art collector, both in the works of Thai masters and Thai contemporary artists. She recently started sketching and drawing, saying it trains the eye to the intricacies of details and to observe things in a slower manner. Inspiration for him comes from visually stimulating films like Apocalypse Now, Blade Runner, and The Fall. She travels into new territories for inspiration and to gain a wider perspective. But together in their studio in Bangkok, they move between disciplines, grounded in architecture, but stretching into interiors and landscapes. The architectural guiding light is bold red rubber sheets. Wow. The color pops, and it also speaks to the site's history, a nearby old red roof train station. Love that. Elsewhere in Thailand, this little jewel of a hotel is contemporary, but flirts with tradition of crafted wood ornament and the shingle pitched roof. They've incorporated those wood shingles and found a perfect place for oversized umbrellas. And the translucent building skin brings in light. The Commons relies on open air and gardens. The result? It's been said that it feels like the walls could breathe and that the building is alive. Just what we need. This dynamic duo's mission is to reimagine and create new possibilities of how people could use space, and we couldn't agree more. They are Amata and TUUCI of Department of Architecture. A huge congrats. And our architect honorees are Dan Brunn and Kevin Lee of Setramuddy. Now, the next category is Rising Star. This rising star architect loves to travel. From the back streets of Mexico City to enjoying the romance of architecture, and then to the landscape of play at the Shanghai Expo. In college, he worked as a cook a full summer to spend 2 weeks in Brazil. He suffered the heat in the kitchen to enjoy the heat in Brazil. He shared a lot of design first, like his first car design, called the Sympathetic Ball, and his first furniture design called the Wave. His work includes a village of townhouses in South Korea composed of a community center, 48 single residences, parks, and amenities. Lightness and simple geometries dominate. His ongoing question is, how will architecture serve the needs of society while considering the environment? A house and spa in rural Latvia are anchored by their relationship to 4 large trees and a pond. He liberated the structure from all right angles to be in sync with nature. For a pavilion in South Korea, he built a cloud forest where white balloons are not directly connected to pink bars, but seem to dance above them. Architect winner is Sang Dae Leap of United Lab Associates. Congrats. Amazing. Okay, next category is Designer Rising Star. Now, it takes a man of steel to complete the Iron Man. This was in Spain 2019. 11 hours, 11 minutes, and 52 seconds to be exact. When his body isn't moving, his mind is at chess. And he made this modern set from concrete. You should put it in production. He has nerves of steel too, because after only 5 months working for others, this Ukrainian-born architect started his own practice. This was for the Interpipe factory exterior in 2012. From scratch and furnished in just 45 days. Are you kidding me? A more recent stunner, Say No More, is meant to break away from the traditional perception of a conventional beauty salon and its gender distinction. For the Grammarly office, he created a home away from home for employees with warm textiles, pops of color, and careful attention to sound absorption. Thailand High is a cafe that is meant to teleport you from Kiev to Thailand. Oh yes. Sourcing markets, woodworking shops, and vintage dealers to design it. Pushing all boundaries for himself and his design, this Best of Year Rising Star goes to the multi-talented Slava Balbec of Balbec Bureau. Okay, everybody, I can't hear you. Okay, better. Let's keep going. Next up is residential designer. This Best of Year interior designer believes in what she calls the aesthetics of happiness. And that ethos stays true in all her design work, and I can prove it. I mean, who can put an 80-foot slide in a New York City penthouse and make it look chic? She can. Another Tribeca townhouse continues to prove her deft hand with color and pattern. Look at those polka dots. Plus a giant ping pong chandelier in one space and a styrofoam one in another. For a summer house in Montauk, each room got a unique scheme that speaks to the personality of the family and how the home should function. For graphics and branding, she leans on her talented hubby Jaime. She says she has a little Pippi Longstocking in her that goes for bright colors and patterns. And you can see it loud and proud in her product design work too. She travels to get inspired by everything from colorful pudding in Mexico City to a plain old bucket spotted in Vietnam. And after spreading all her design happiness around, she finds her own cheer biking through the streets of Manhattan. For leading her firm for 20 years and bringing happiness to all our lives, and don't we all deserve some these days, our Best of Year interior designer goes to Guylaine Vignas. Yay! Okay, next up we have Best of Design for Corporate Interiors. Our next Best of Year interior designer learned early on from a master, Joe Durso, her professor at Pratt. He took her under his wing and taught her about minimalism, clarity, and about the power of removing clutter. Remember this Central Park studio he designed? Perfection. Durso continues to influence her work for the past 30 years. She is managing executive and studio creative director at TPG. And she never embellishes. She keeps the space as pure as possible. She always honors and respects the bones of a building and the history of her mega clients. Like celebrating the decorative and historic stairs, but modernizing the workspace for today's ever-changing needs. This Class A tower in the heart of Chicago's historic West Loop got stripped to its existing bones to make the building feel as though it belonged within the setting of Chicago's renowned international architecture. Oh yes. The design team placed an emphasis on celebrating the building's dynamic attributes, including the high ceilings and statement granite wall. Her philosophy is creating sculptural focal points that anchor spaces, like exposing those original beams and the diagonal trusses. Or here under the floating stairs where the company commissioned contemporary paintings and sculptures from local New York artists. And speaking of her clients, her relationships are long-lasting like this one, a repeat client who was relocating and called on her expertise. In work and in life, she knows how to reel in the big fish. Would you look at that sea bass? She's an avid fisherman, a sport she learned from her dad. It taught her patience and that quick moment, that element of surprise when you hook one. That dichotomy kind of sums this Best of Year winner to a T. Elegant, devoted, and a multi-talented and multifaceted designer who continues to mentor others while fostering an ongoing dialogue about race and representation in the industry. Her vision has been recognized across the industry, and we're glad to continue this winning streak for corporate interiors. Here is Mavis Wiggins of TPG. Yay, Mavis! Hooray! And our interior design honorees are Kimberly Jackson of Abraco, Jay Jeffers, Julie Michaels of SOM, and Jaku Strauss of the Lore Group. Next up, our best of year lighting designer. Here we go. He swears he realized he loved design on day 5 of his life when his crib broke. He said it was just too dark, and he's followed the light ever since. He founded his firm almost 30 years ago after cutting his teeth on little projects, like working on the Louvre. His mentor, and what a grand one to have, is Frank Gehry, who told him, "Choose your client before your client chooses you." Well, he took that advice to heart and works with all the greats, like Stephen Hall, Thomas Heatherwick, Diller Scofidio-Renfrew, Bjork Ingalls, Peter Marino, James Turrell, and of course, his mentor, Frank Gehry, whose project you see here. Unbelievable, right? With light as his tool, he gives materiality to architecture and space, revealing their aesthetic qualities to define both the experience and the memory of an environment. Unforgettable. At the National Museum of Qatar by Jean Nouvel, the light emanates from the core at night to help the museum look like this glorious, multifaceted jewel. And the museum unfolds a living and mysterious element, creating a sensation of freedom surrounding the city. The lighting design is unique and sculptural, supporting an ever-changing cultural landscape. The singular linear experience of the Highline landscape, designed in collaboration with James Cornerfield Operations, Diller Scofidio and Renfrew, and Piet Odolf, is marked by slowness, distraction, and an otherworldliness that preserves the strange, wild character of the Highline. The overall lighting strategy is a consistent low-level plane of light along the perimeter, lifting and floating the Highline above the city below. All light sources were kept at or below eye level. Brilliant. Thereby avoiding any glare or obstruction of the night sky and vistas around, keeping the Highline safe, visible, and unobstructed at night. Brilliant. He has been recognized many times over, and in 2008 was named Knight of the Order of Arts and Letters by the French Minister of Culture. And just yesterday, he won a Best of Year award for Shining Moment. This, the Dwight Eisenhower Memorial, designed by, yes, his mentor, Frank Gehry, in Washington, D.C. You'd think he'd have his hands full with all these spectacular projects, but his office team swears he really does know how to enjoy life. For shining a light on the power, the mystery, and beauty of light, we are wowed by our Best of Year lighting designer, Hervé Descotes of l'Observatoire International. Yay, Hervé! And our lighting designer honoree is the amazing David Singer of TUUCI Studio and Arc Light Design. Okay, everybody, are you dancing in your living room? Are you posting on social? Remember, I want to hear you. All right, we have Rising Star for Innovation next, and this is another collaboration. A design firm working at the intersection of physical and digital space. Part architecture studio, part software engineering firm, and part innovation consultancy. And the partners of this triple mission firm are Triple Threat. The head of technology there rides the waves, teaching him to be in the moment with no electronics, to overcome fear, and to appreciate the luck of being at the right place at the right time. Oh yeah. The head of strategy is known by his coworkers for his enduring commitment to hammocks at home, in the woods, and in the office. The head of architecture's first job was making a cool origami-style business card 20 years ago, complete with a micro pinhole camera that actually really works. Their combined energy of making and imagination intersect the physical and the digital. For a museum redesign whose collection includes antique telephones and those early cell phones, they created an interactive experience with virtual reality and touch screens. An avant-garde, immersive depiction of the history of communication and the humanities. A new healthcare experience is now a reproducible model for future locations, featuring a calming modular Zen pod concept for treatment rooms and an aesthetic that addresses the democratization of high-end skincare. Thanks for that. With an eye on design and social justice, they partnered with the Justice Collaborative's Need to Talk campaign and Color of Change for an impactful new dynamic billboard in Times Square. The messaging communicates disparities between funds dedicated to policing as compared to other social programs and asks people to imagine a better way to prevent violence, support youth, and remedy homelessness. They say they are creating the future they want to live in. Well, sign me up, boys. Our best of year design trio in innovation is Lucas, Noah, and Marcelo of Cactus. Terrific, guys. And our designer Rising Star honorees go to Nelson Chow of NC Design and Architecture, Ariel Levy of Gensler, and Hannah Markham of Baskerville. Next on the agenda is Firm Leader in Architecture. At an early age, this Best of Year winner found himself moving between countries, from Pakistan and South Africa to Iran and Italy, where he discovered the wonder of architecture, like this square in Isfahan, Iran. He credits his mentors Mikado and Silvetti, who taught him about the joy of unexpected juxtapositions. Speaking of unexpected, for the first time in 40 years during COVID, he discovered that the alchemy of cooking is akin to architectural formulations. Love the eggplant on his head. And he holds many of his classes and office meetings from within this very clean and lab-like kitchen. His sense of wonder has helped him create unique spaces around the world, like here in Canada. The Daniels Building embodies a holistic approach to urban design and sustainability, engaging students and the broader community into dialogue about the built environment. Meanwhile, establishing inspiring interiors for those students. Oh yes. A villa in France responds to the site, complete with an olive tree grove and vineyard. Wow. Creating living spaces that have spectacular views at every turn. And he doesn't just design education. Teaching has been a big part of his life. He's taught at the Harvard Graduate School of Design, RISD, the Georgia Institute of Technology, and others. He was professor of architecture at MIT, where he served as the head of the department for 4 years, and he's now dean of the Irwin S. Chanin School of Architecture at the Cooper Union in New York. He lectures, teaches, researches, exhibits, and is a force in the field with a singular vision. Our Best of Year Firm Leader in Architecture goes to Nader Tehrani of NADA. Yay! Hooray! You're amazing. Next, our Firm Leader of Corporate Interiors. Our next design leader was born in a small town called Santa Espiritu in Cuba. He left with his family when he was just 3, with nothing more than this suit on his back. Even as a youngster, he always wanted to be an architect. He remembers having this clear vision for his room and telling his mom, and has kept this black and white plaid swatch of the bedspread and drapery from that first bedroom when he was 10. Early years in the US, he felt handicapped by the language, so he compensated by creating original drawings in class that forced him to excel in areas other students didn't have to. This lilac floor plan is on watercolor paper using a technique of applying watercolor with an airbrush compressor. Love it. Fast forward today, as global design leader at Gensler, he provides thought leadership and innovative solutions in architecture, in design, and business strategy, and has been with the firm for more than 3 decades. As a firm-wide consumer products practice area leader and principal in Gensler's New York office, he focuses on shaping the strategic role of design in clients' enterprises, along with fostering the next generation of design talent. For Hearst Digital Media, Gensler's goal was to promote a fluid production process for digital and editorial teams as multimedia demands evolve across platforms. You're telling me. The eclectic design theme embraced innovation and diversity across culture and across generations. This workspace for Verizon's marketing team provides a simple, reliable, and human-centered environment. The office accommodates employees in an active-based work environment with a variety of work settings, allowing employees to choose where and how they work. To get away from all that work, he creates art by knitting. Objects, not sweaters and hats. He calls them conversations, each representing thousands and thousands of words spoken with family and friends over the phone and now over Zoom. He's the global design guardian for all work Google does with Gensler, shaping strategy, shaping minds, and shaping design. Our firm leader for corporate interiors goes to the brilliant Carlos Martinez of Gensler. Inspiring, isn't it? Our next leader is an Icelandic architect based in Los Angeles who was born around natural beauty. And speaking of beauty, she's a beauty herself. Her first real job was modeling. She called it her magic carpet to see the world. And while other models were smoking and not eating, she was eating crepes and getting lost in the Louvre. That's so her. She still gets inspired by travel to this very day. You can find her getting her Wild West cowgirl on or floating among icy mountains, soaking in all that inspiration. She first studied biology and mathematics before switching to architecture. And you can still see the influence of nature and rigor in her work. The design for this resort in China is based on the local flower, the lotus. From the rough edges to the delicate flowers, she sees nature reflected in jewelry, in art, and in fashion. This California restaurant mixes materials for a lavish palette. From refined bronze to yellow leather to terrazzo and marble. For a restaurant in Paris, she wanted to put the chef on stage so patrons could smell the food being cooked and feel the energy of the kitchen. Drama mixed with luxury. For her keen eye that creates beauty wherever and whatever it touches, our firm leader for hospitality interiors is the beautiful Gula Youngsdottir. Amazing. Well, how about a rousing round of applause to our best of year winners? Are you dancing in your living room? Are you taking selfies and posting on Instagram? You better be. Are you ready for more? I am. Our next is firm leader in branding. Our brand leader studied art history and architecture in college, but fell in love with design when she realized it wasn't so much about creating art, but rather solving problems. She learned strategic thinking from two mentors. Her first boss, Britta Larson, now a successful talent and people development entrepreneur, taught her it takes a village. And Hans Dorsenville, now the CCO of Beauty at Gotham, taught her to never assume. She incorporates these lessons learned on collaboration and excellence on all her projects. For Thrive Farmers Coffee, she connected consumers with the good works the brand was doing. To help communicate the work of the farmers, work shirts went into an art installation. Don't you love that? And touches like weaving by Nicaraguan artists are mixed throughout the space. The Protagonist Clubhouse celebrates craft beer, but maintains a clean vibe. A secret code was developed for the visual identity. I want to know what it is. For Anchovy Social, a rooftop bar in DC, anchovies became social creatures, smiling and jumping throughout menus and coasters and signage. What would surprise most about her is her newfound love of boxing. She enjoys the mental strength and agility. It's taught her how to literally and figuratively pivot, to be both fully present in the moment, but also nimble enough to move, shift, and recalibrate at a moment's notice. For keeping it punchy, the winner of Firm Leader for Branding goes to Lin Yuan from Brand Bureau. Next, we have Firm Leader Industrial Designer. This leader is a unique mind and a distinct voice in our cultural landscape. He crisscrosses from luxury to the more democratic, and he also works in branding and packaging. You could say design was etched in his DNA. Look at his dad's painting. They say, like father, like son, and it started early. This was his first award for drawing luggage. Don't you just love these old memories we get to share? He studied in Milan under Ettore Sottsass, who taught him not to be too much of an artist in order to be a great designer. What counts at the end is to help the world become a better place. He believes design is a creative act, a social act, a political act, and an economic act. And he still keeps Sottsass's collection close to him. Once a year, he tries to get a tattoo in a country he is working in. His first was in Toronto 23 years ago, each symbol etched onto his body standing for his belief in global unity and is a symbol of that city. The O chair, now part of SF MoMA's collection, is both ergonomic and kinetic. But it retails for just $60. And then there's the Chelsea collection, inspired by compact living spaces. The less is more kind of philosophy. This Cadmo lamp is designed as if it actually contains its own luminosity. It's a solid painted steel surface forged into a fluid shape to rise up and embrace what appears to be a volume of light, like a veil or a monastic robe. A small gesture with a big impact. Check this out. The sales are at over $17 million. He's the definition of the word prolific, with more than 4,000 designs in production and clients worldwide. Our firm leader for industrial design is the one and only, yes, Karim Rashidi. Amazing. Our next category is product design. This duo leads a singular firm established by master architect Zaha Hadid in 2006. Every design speaks to the firm's story: fluid geometries, timeless innovation, elegance beyond the ordinary. The portfolio includes lighting, furniture, and finishes, along with commissions in every discipline, from fashion to jewelry to set design. Their mentor, Zaha, taught them that there are 360 degrees, so why stick to one? This is a painting called The World. That's 89 degrees. They are guided by research and exploration and organic geometry. And their work uses cutting-edge technologies and brand new vision. In the Opus Hotel in Dubai, the sofas to the mirrors speak to the hotel's language, fluid and forward thinking. Oh yeah. When designing objects, Zaha was never constrained by any given use or spatial context. And they continue to follow and draw strength from this approach so that this collection has room to evolve without compromising the integrity of the design. In this installation for Maison Auger, the elements can nest, can lock together, and can be reconfigured. They are both marvelously simple and complex at the same time. When they hit a creative rut, they turn to the Xerox machine to play around. They say it takes the pressure off. And this is so gorgeous. Our firm leaders for product design goes to the brilliant co-directors, Maha Kutai and Woody Zhao of Zaha Hadid Design. And our firm leader honorees are, we have Sarah Duffy for Stonehill Taylor, Alessia Geneva of Tihani Design, and Chris Anne-Marie Spencer of Wheeler Kearns Architects, and Sasha Wagner of Huntsman Architectural Group. A big congrats. Next, we have product designer. Her ethos is design the life you love, which is embodied in each object she creates. She is one of Fast Company's Most Creative People 2017 and recognized as a #1 coach in life design by Marshall Goldsmith Leading Coaches. And she gives lectures on design the life and work you love to many corporations. And is a co-founder of Bursell & Sec, the award-winning design and innovation studio, consulting with the likes of, well, you know, like Amazon, GE, IKEA, Staples, and Toyota, among others. Years ago, she was planning on architecture school when a family friend came to tea and discussed industrial design, about the edge of the teacup and the handle, and that was it for her. To this day, she is known for her tea service and having real conversations over Earl Grey. And during COVID, she hosts a weekly virtual tea. Rowena Reed Costello was her mentor and teacher at Pratt. She was 80 years old and became her first friend in New York City. Her methodology of 3D design and how she taught something so abstract through a concrete step-by-step process has influenced so many great designers of today. Designed to create visual clarity in open-plan offices, Herman Miller's overlay helps people understand where their best work will happen and gives companies the agility to evolve on the fly. Overlay comes without the cost of prefabricated walls or the burden of traditional construction. It's completely customizable and can be outfitted with colors, textiles, laminates, glass, marker boards, or a custom material. You take your pick. A Lev meeting by Newcraft was conceived as mid-century modern design. A statement piece of the workplace, the table was crafted with a 4-piece veneer top. Power connectivity is discreet, accessible at either the tabletop or within the table apron. Now, as you can see, she designs at all scales. For the kitchen, she thought of everything, right down to embossing that guides where you set down your cookie dough. And how about a peeler that actually can peel any veg? Yep. She says thinking like a designer means being empathetic. It's about having your heart and pulling from your core self. We know everything you do comes from deep within. Our best of year product designer, thought leader extraordinaire is the one and only Aisha Purcell. And our product design honorees go to Brad Ascalon, Daniel Stromberg of Gensler, and Giovanni Barbieri. A super congrats. Now we have our product designer, rising star. Very exciting. On that to be a successful young company, you have to be a master of many things. And to fully understand all that goes into the word design, you have to think, research, revise, edit, critique, manage, organize, prioritize, lead, sell, and then repeat. It didn't hurt that she's highly visually attuned and a voracious reader who studied art and art history at the University of Washington and at RISD, where she met her husband and design partner, Ben Blanc. The studio opened in 2015, and with an unrelenting dedication to perfection, she has crafted gorgeous creations, including one-of-a-kind mirrors that are somehow both delicate and rustic. The Float collection is based on the idea that one mirror is good, but more mirrors are much better, and we completely agree. And the Apollo sconce is all about immersive light. She calls it pushing the envelope of lighting innovation. Keep your eyes open for this rising star. She is Aja Blanc of Ben and Aja Blanc. And our product designer rising star honoree goes to Sarah Henry of Coghlan. How about another look at the Best of Year award by our good friends at Clarus? Kind of fab, huh? Oh yeah. An early job for our creative director was bricklaying. That energy of using his hands and that physical labor shows up today in his mold making. About his childhood in the Czech Republic, he grew up in the 70s and 80s, lived on Lenin Street nearby Lenin Metro station, learned about Lenin in school, and even read fairy tales about the Soviet leader. He's inspired by the details in the natural world, finding unexpected textures and symbols to create special objects full of meaning, like this volcano pendant. The surfaces were blown to resemble the landscape around oozing volcanoes, the place where lava cools down and then hardens. Wow. For Frozen, he carefully studied the way water becomes ice and brought that beauty and that process to glass making. He sure did. Did we mention he's so theatrical? And we love it. Memento Mori is inspired by the Czech site Sedlik Ossuary, which contains tens of thousands of skeletons. He managed to take something very dark and create something full of light. He's participated in over 90 joint exhibitions, and his works are included in the collections at the V&A, among many others. He remembers the words of John Baldessari, "You have to be possessed, which you can't will." Well, we are obsessed with the creative director of Lasfeet. This is Maxim Vilkovsky. Amazing! And our creative director honorees go to Anna Bilanova of Vigo and Seth Fritz of Delta Faucet. Congrats! Okay, our next category is manufacturer, in-house marketer. This Best of Year marketer has some design chops in her family. Check this out. Her mom was a decorator, teaching a design class from the family dining room. Hi, Mom Barbara, and sent her back along with all her clippings. Her own design journey was uncertain, but Samuel Botero, a Pratt alum, became a mentor, telling her that interior design is a solution to a problem. His words resonated loud and clear, and she took a giant leap of faith into design. Early on, she was the design prize winner from the University of Copenhagen's DIS Architecture and Design Summer Term 2005, And she also has a master's degree in interior design from Pratt. But she wanted to pass on her passion for design to people in another way. And she has now been a seasoned marketing, branding, and PR professional with over 13 years in commercial textiles. Wow. For Knoll Textiles' 70th anniversary, she paid homage to their history while modernizing the concept of fabric as art. The Dedicated to Design campaign was developed to showcase Knoll Textiles' long-standing position of leadership in color, pattern, and fabric innovation. Oh yeah. During COVID, she launched an entire collection, that's 4 upholsteries, 2 draperies, and 3 wall coverings using only virtual tools. Well, plus a physical launch box containing collateral, samples, and a new color of Knoll Textiles' famous nail polish, mailed directly to the homes of 1,500 clients. And they promoted Material Bank on email signatures to better service designers working from home. Oh yes. Since time these days with designers and material libraries are precious and ever shrinking, she developed a branded memo display box made of recycled cardboard and used in a number of unique ways. Use it for memos, check. Use it as a visual display, or a section can be removed, leaving room for gifts and snackies, check. Upholding the legacy launched by Florence Knoll in 1947 and assuring its relevancy today while blazing a clear path into the future is no easy task. But she is up for the challenge because she knows a thing or two about overcoming challenges. In 2001, she was diagnosed with stage 2 bulky Hodgkin's lymphoma. Not only did she beat cancer, yes, but even though she was told she would never run a marathon, she has now run multiple ones and will ride another 62.5 miles again this fall in hopes of someday curing cancer. She's a winner in life and design. Our in-house marketer goes to Caroline Olivier of Knoll Textiles. Fabulous. Up now is Best of Year Marketer. Here we go. She is the founder and president of her own award-winning integrated marketing, PR, and social agency. The firm is committed not only to serving the industry, but also bettering it. After a job for the Italian Trade Commission, she started her own marketing and PR firm. In the early days, it was the rotary phone. And oh wait, isn't that a copy of Interior Design magazine? And by the way, there's a rip in the corner. Here are some of her 25-year highlights. In 2003, she co-founded Brooklyn Designs to put Brooklyn cool on the map. And she did. She represents some of the world's most important design brands, as well as prestigious trade shows, including Salon des Mobiles, Neocon, TUUCI, and the AD Design Show. Her first client ever is still a client, Ceramics of Italy, along with a host of other leading brands and firms like Humanscale, HBF, and Oppenheim Architecture. And there's more. She sits on the advisory council to NYC by Design, is active with ASID, and is a board of trustee of DIFA. Yes. In late spring, she led the agency and Design Stands Together to focus on the Black Lives Matter movement, activating her leadership team to focus on efforts to make the design industry more diverse and equitable. Oh, and she's like a mama bear to a fierce team. She runs her firm like a family or cooperative. They work hard, but also they have fun together. Oh, and I hear there's mandatory Zumba. Some of her favorite phrases are, "Is it special? Would you enjoy that? I'm so proud of you. Are you dating anyone right now? I'll just have half. And thank you for being here." Thank you and brava to founder and president of Novita Communications. Our Best of Year marketer is Chris Abate. Yay, Chris. Amazing. Next, we have Manufacturer Lifetime Achievement. This Best of Year winner is the owner and CEO of a Danish family-owned furniture company. Can you guess? He represents the third generation and is the grandson of founder Carl Hansen. Here they are. He's the youngster on the left, dad in the middle, and dapper founder Carl Hansen on the right. His mentor was his father, Holger, who taught him to be honest, ambitious, and fair. As a small boy, he often went to the carpentry workshop with his father and grew quite close to the craftsmen there. And he says watching them shape the wood had a mesmerizing effect on him. Also, listening to his father's conversations with designers like Hans Wegner made an incredible impression. I mean, can you imagine? Under his leadership, the firm's family has grown from 20 people to almost 400 employees and has opened flagship stores and showrooms around the globe. Now, let's talk furniture. The CH78 Mama Bear chair was created in collaboration with Hans Wegner's daughters, who managed their father's legacy. See, it's all about the family. This daybed was designed in 1958 in response to lifestyles that were already becoming hectic. Boy, do we need more of these right now. All their pieces are designed like the company to be passed down from generation to generation. That means multiple lifetimes and many, many stories. In his spare time, he enjoys gardening and walking the dog, while thinking about future products to launch. Luckily, his job is also his passion. The winner of Manufacturer Lifetime Achievement goes to, drumroll please, Knud Erik Hansen of Carl Hansen and Sons. And my one question is, can I be part of your family? And our last category, Designer Lifetime Achievement. Oh boy. This Lifetime Best of Year Award winner is wildly credited with redefining modern luxury through equal parts emphasis on architecture and interior design, including award-winning residential, retail, cultural, and hospitality projects worldwide. Well known for integrating art within his architectural designs, he has commissioned more than 300 site-specific works of art. Wow! He holds an architecture degree and got his start working summers at SOM, but founded his own firm in 1978, and he never looked back. From Paris to London to Beijing and back again, he has created spaces in every corner of the globe, and he's worked across sectors, from sleek retail flagships to sumptuous private homes. Street is like a glorious sculpture, along with 43 other artworks. Unbelievable. In South Korea, an austere massing comprised of 2 polished angular volumes in white marble serves as a powerful, calming statement. The interior concept was established in response to the duality of the clientele, young and up and coming, and mature and established. So the interior is very much aligned to the projected customer base, one raw and urban, and the other more polished and refined. For a private residence in the Hamptons, an elegant glass container atop stone plinths was conceived in response to the client's desire to minimize site interventions and maximize views. 10-foot tall doors opening up to 14 feet wide with those ultra narrow frames serve as the exterior walls for each cube. Glass and stone were chosen to emphasize transparency and permanence. Limestone is used for its durability and visual reference, to the gorgeous landscape. When he's not sowing the seeds of design, he's cultivating his own garden, which has become a masterpiece. He says it's his creative antidote to stress. His other creative hobbies? Well, there are many. Collecting bronze, porcelain, and photography. Sports? Yep. Tennis, skiing, motorcycle riding. Plus, designing his bronze boxes, reading, doing Sudoku, and working on his art foundation to open next year. He is a member of the International Committee of MAD in Paris and supported the 2006 restoration of one of the museum's renowned period rooms by Pierre Chareau in 1925, who remains a design inspiration and reference for all his work. Peek behind the curtain and you realize you are dealing with an off-the-charts exceptional mind. I'll just tell you that he studies Russian for fun. It is my honor to give this Best of Year Lifetime Achievement Award to the one and only Peter Marino. Well, there you have it, our first ever Best of Year people. I think it was marvelous, don't you? This is Cindy Allen, and we're featuring the much anticipated products. A huge and sincere thanks and a virtual hug to our Best of Year Award sponsors. And a huge thanks to all our friends at the Spanish Trade Commission. I want to give a heartfelt thanks to my friends at Turf, who created this beautiful custom backdrop just for me. And a final huge set of gratitude and thanks to our Best of Year sponsor, Clarus, who created our winner awards and honoree plaques. Now, here are the numbers. There were 761 product entries this year from 455 manufacturers from 26 countries. Wowza. And a whopping 176,517 votes. Amazing. Okay, let's go. I hear the crowd roar. Let's get started on 2020's Best of the Best in products. And our first category is tabletop. And our honorees are Colorama Collection by Born Enamelware. And we've got Terra by George Jensen, Ghost by Max ID NY, and Plex by Zaha Hadid Design. And our Best of Year tabletop goes to Plex by Zaha Hadid Design. Comprised of two elements, the crystal vessel can be stacked vertically to conceal its contents or separated into parts that nest together. What a way to start. Okay, then we have accessories. And our honorees are High Volume Sanitizing Station by B&N Industries, Fuzzy Planter by Fuzzy Space, Cuckoo Clock by Giorgetti, and we have Hallow Hand Sanitizer Station by Halcon, Been There by Mizzetto, and our Best of Year in accessories goes to Cuckoo Clock by Giorgetti, inspired by the cuckoo clock she grew up seeing in her grandfather's kitchen. Oh my goodness, we have a second winner, accessories in wellness. We've got the High Volume Sanitizing Station by B&N Industries. Comes in 7 powder-coated colors, or you can customize the station with your very own graphics and be well at the same time. And our next category is hardware, and our honorees are Timber Nikki Collection by Designer Doorware, Narmada by Marion Cage, and we've got Pinch by Nest Studio, and Helioscript by Rocky Mountain Hardware, TUUCI by Felice Carlino, and Assemblage by Sun Valley Bronze. And our Best of Year hardware goes to TUUCI. Fun fact, Tui in Vietnamese means pocket. And our next category is architectural products. And our honorees are Glass Railing Flush by Carvart, Automation by Lutron, The Shade Store, Rock by Mutina through Stone Source, Como by Viva. And our Best of Year architectural products goes to Stone Source. Fascinated by the brick and all its possibilities, the artist envisioned them to be arranged vertically or horizontally. And our next category is acoustical applications. And our honorees are Carvart by Gustavs for Carvart, Pyra by Frosch. We've got Bricks by Lux Box. And we have Obersound 5.5 Actions by Ober Surfaces, and Dunes by Snow Sound, and Mecho by Turf Design. And our Best of Year acoustical applications goes to, drumroll please, Carvart by Gustavs, a sophisticated series of wall and ceiling interior clad products inspired by nature. And our next category, materials and surfaces. And our honorees are Fleck by Freeform, Phoenix by Formica Corporation, Louver for Plyboo Smith and Fong, X Covering by Relax Designs by Kareem, and we have Wet Wall by Wet Wall. And our Best of Year materials and surfaces goes to Fleck by Freeform. Fleck reclaims trimmings from its flagship product, Varia, to create something entirely new, durable, and beautiful, all made from 75% recycled material. Love that. And our next category, materials and surfaces, concrete/stone. And our honorees are Textura de Oro from Artistic Tile, Solaris by Caesar Stone, the Coordinates Collection by Cambria, Panbetton Concrete LCDA, Decton Liquid Series by Cosentino. And our Best of Year for materials and surfaces, concrete and stone, goes to Textura de Oro by Artistic Tile. Gold leaf is applied by hand to rich netto or sparkling Thassos marble in a varying artful pattern, allowing each tile to be completely unique. Gorgeous! Yay, artistic. Okay, our next category, bath fittings. And we have Inox Stainless Steel by Blue Bathworks, AA27 About Water by Baffi and Fantini, Style Drain by California Faucets, Trillion Bath Collection by Delta Faucet, Hi-Fi Thermostatic Shower Mixer Collection by Jessie North America, and Zoom by La Cava. Don't they all look great? But our Best of Year goes to Hi-Fi Thermostatic Shower Mixer Collection. That's a mouthful, by Jessie. Now listen to this, a thermostatic shower mixer that replicates the iconic look and feel of a stereo system from the 1980s and 90s. And our next category is bath fixtures. And our honorees are Happy D2 Plus C Bonded by our friends at Duravit. We have Argyle by Callista, so pretty. The Air Intelligent Toilet by Kohler. And the Val Collection by Laufin. Murano Collection by Native Trails. And the best of year for bath fixtures goes to Air Intelligent Toilet by Kohler. Look, Mom, no hands. Intuitive hands-free opening and closing with adjustable and customizable water sprays for complete personal cleansing. Thank you, Kohler. Now, is everyone dancing in their living room? I want to hear you. Next, we go to the kitchen. And our honorees are the Jason Wu Collection, Brizo Bath and Kitchen. Akuno Select for Hands Growy. We have Crew for Kohler Connect. And Modestor Systems and Ligman et Lapis for Arclinia Arredamenti. Bristol Pull Down for Vigo. And our best of year for kitchen goes to, drumroll please, we have Akuno Select for Ans Growy. The faucet is available high arc and L-shape, both providing a range of remarkably useful technologies. Indeed. And our next category, kitchen appliances. And we have the 30-inch stainless steel built-in refrigerator column by Bertazzoni. Transitional style for decor. The 24-inch integrated wine column for Fisher & Paykel. The beverage column for True Residential. And our best of year kitchen appliances goes to the beverage column for True Residential. We need some color in our world, and this 30-inch glass door beverage column is available in the brand's new saffron hue. Next, we enter the carpet category. Our first category is residential rugs and carpets. And we have Stroke for CC Tapis. The Jazz Age for La Manufacture, Coghlan. Silhouette for Nanny Marquina. The Minus Collection for Punto y Filo. And the Travertine Collection for Tantuvi. And Eclipse for the Rug Company. And our best of year goes to Stroke for CC Tapis. Rooms become the canvas with Stroke on the floor. Indeed. And our next category, broadloom carpet. And we have Adventurous for Atlas Masland. Invisible Visionaries for Bentley Mills. Influent Definity for Durkin. Ippolito Flights Group for Object Carpet. Dialogue Hospitality for Shaw Contract. And our best of year broadloom carpet goes to Ippolito Flights Group for Object Carpet. Okay, listen to this. With 8 qualities and 111 colors, diverse structures and surfaces, the options are nearly endless and are all free of pollutants and emissions. Wowza. And next, we have modular carpet. And our honorees are Nylon Streets by Interface, Ley Lines for Milliken, Organic Interruption for Patcraft, and Shifting Feels for Shaw Contract, and the Light Shift Collection for Tarkett. And our winner in modular carpet goes to Nylon Streets for Interface. Now, the collection takes inspiration from 2 of the world's most iconic cities, New York and London, as well as one of the carpet's core materials, nylon. And our next category is hard flooring. And our honorees are Medin Pure PVC Free Sheet for Armstrong Flooring. We have Amtico Signature for Maddington Commercial. Mark Making for Patcraft. Hi, Kelly. And Tailored for Shaw Contract. Icon Tile HPD Techno Floor. And our best of the year for hard flooring goes to looks like carpet, right? And it's manufactured on a jacquard loom as a tightly woven flooring solution. Love that. Next, we have tile and stone. And our honorees are Apogee by Amy Wilder, Pose by Acto, Concrete Collaborative, and Way Cooler Gallery for Concrete Collaborative, and Bibiena Fornace Brioni through Clay Tile, and Waving by Juju Papers. And our best of year tile and stone flooring goes to Bibiena for Fornace Brioni through Clay Tile. You can pair with any combo from its striking palette of terracotta hues. Gorgeous. And our next category is educational furniture. And our honorees are Sail for Andre World. We have Activo by Borgo, Cup by Technion, Stacky for VS America. And our best of year goes to Stack. And there are only 3 legs. I mean, who needs 4 when you can have this? And next is healthcare furniture. Alia for Andre World, Form Life for Form Life, Box Ventilator for Fuse Project, and Dream for Global Furniture Group. And our best of year in healthcare furniture goes to Box Ventilator by Fuse Project. Now, in response to an open innovation challenge, the ventilator helps close the gap between those in need and available healthcare resources around the world. Thank you, Eves and the team at Fuse Project. Amazing. Next, we have contract case goods. And our honorees are Tempo by Andre World. We have BMO 253 shelving system by Carl Hansen and Son, Crew by Halcon, Sidechair for 3H Furniture. And our best of year for contract case goods goes to BMO 253 shelving system, Carl Hansen. Now this is the first time the 1953 design has ever been in production. Fantastic. And our next category is contract furniture. And our illustrious honorees are Honey for Daran Furniture, and International for DFM, Cottage for Mazzetto, and Ollie for Pear. And our best of year contract furniture goes to Cottage by Mazzetto, a hybrid between sculpture and function, and we love it. Next, we have contract tables. And our honorees are Corral through All Steel by Constellation, Ziggy by Hightower, Hopper by Materia through Scandinavian Spaces, Alka by Sisego, and Sly by Studio TK, and Hub by 3H Furniture. All great tables, right? And our best of year in contract tables goes to Ziggy for Hightower, multiple tables for multi-use spaces. Go Brad. Next, we have conference meeting tables. And our honorees are Solid Table by Andre World, Brace by Davis Furniture, Woofer Glimarka of Sweden, Mind Meeting by New Craft. And our best of year conference meeting tables goes to, I would sit around any of these tables, but it goes to Brace by Davis Furniture, a triumph of physics to competently support the substantial 28mm thick solid wood top with those slender legs. And who doesn't love a good leg? Okay, our next category are desk partitions. And we have lines by Andre World, Bee Shield by Clarus, Click Clacks by Click Clacks, Bubble by Yellow Goat Design, And our Best of Year desk partitions goes to Bubble by Yellow Goat Design. Okay, ever wish you want to be in your own personal bubble? Well, wish no more. The screen comes in a variety of digitally printed options that are fixed to a table or desk with adjustable clamps. Very cool. Next, we have wall partitions. And our honorees are Be Clear by Clarus, Room Divider by Darien Furniture, Focus Wall by Mash Studios, and Still by Stylex, and Connect by Yellow Goat Design. And our Best of Year for wall partitions goes to Room Divider by Darien Furniture, functional and gorgeous. Next, we have meeting rooms and pods. And our honorees are Dauphin for Boss Room and Room System. We have Colony by Frobe, The Pergola by Haworth, and Pat Cow Cocoon by Neem Camper, Silent Silo by Spinny Beck. And our Best of Year meeting rooms goes to Pergola by Haworth. Brings focus for individuals and teams while helping to delineate space and separate individuals as needed. Oh my God, but we also have a Best of Year pods, and that goes to Pat Cow Cocoon by Neem Camper. The architect drew inspiration from their award-winning and iconic Canadian ice warming huts. Love it. Okay, next we have residential storage. Boy, do I need storage. And our honorees are Storette, a service through DDC. And we have Reflection by Baker Interiors Group, Emerita by BD Barcelona Design, William Gray Enzo Bar by Stella Works, and our Best of Year residential storage goes to Storette by A Service Through DDC. Now this was from pioneering vision of Milan's great Nanda Vigo. Storette is a spirited, playful pillar of drawers, reissued and updated in 2020 with vibrantly lacquered walnut and brand new proportions. So cool. So just checking everybody, whether you're an honoree or a winner, are you posting on social? You better be. Okay, let's keep going. We have residential desks next, and our honorees are Composed for Dims, Era Scritoio for Living Divani, A Trill for Tracera Collection, Toccano by Zanota, and our Best of Year desk goes to Toccano for Zanota, curvy with cowhide. Next, we have occasional tables, and our honorees are Moonland by Anna Volante Studio, Lotus by Etamorph, Sign by Ism Design, The Papillon Screen by Tom Faulkner. And our Best of Year residential occasional tables goes to Sign by Ism Design, a solid wool sculptural form with a burnished cast bronze top, and I'm crazy for those curves. Next, we have dining tables, and our honorees are Adeline for Baker's Interiors Group, Cross by Bonaldo, Furcula by Ism Design, Divani and Purity, the Divani Group. And our best dining table goes to Cross for Bonaldo. Elements: the top, the metal structure, and the base. Okay, next, let's hit the bed. And our honorees are Naked by Evolved Living. We have Highline by our friends at Gabellini Shepherd, Soteria by Megan Grell. And our Best of Year residential beds goes to the Highline by Gabellini Shepherd, inspired by the Zaha Hadid project for which it was first conceived. Gorgeous. Next, we have architectural lighting, and our honorees are Liberty by Atelier Alain Alous. We have Coordinates by Floss, Cubics for Sonneman, Structural by Vivia. And our Best of Year architectural lighting goes to Structural by Vivia, inspired by the flame-burning braziers used in antiquity for lighting. It's hot. Now, doesn't everyone look so good? Next category, sconce. And we have Cirque for Estee Luz. Luz by Gil Mellett Bespoke. Mother Mary by Powell & Bonnell. Circular Collection by Wies Truster. And our Best of Year sconce goes to Gil Mellett Bespoke for Luz, an anthropomorphic piece in hand-cast solid bronze, and it is gorgeous. Next, pendant fixtures. Don't you love a good pendant? And we have Domita S20 for Auvert, the Inclusion Collection for Crossland and Emmons, Keglin for Louis Poulsen, and we have Dune for LZF Lamps, and Sky by Pablo Designs. And our Best of Year for pendants goes to Dune for LZF Lamps, enveloping wood veneer in glass like a sculpture. Fabulous. Next we have Chandelier, and our honorees are NH-S5 Elliptic for Artemide, the Coolest for Cameron Design House, and we have Derby Collection for Hubbardton Forge, and Reedway for Rejuvenation, and Cito Collection for Ross Gardam. And our Best of Year chandelier goes to Ross Gardam for the Cito Collection. Each piece reflects a unique pattern, reminding us of the rippling of the sea. Next we have floor lamps, and our honorees are Branch for Boyd, Tobiah for Foscarini. We have Motive for Landscape Forms, cute, Harrow for Stella Works. And our Best of Year floor lamps goes to Tobiah for Foscarini. Not only a graphic gesture, but also an invitation to grip and move the lamp. Now this is moving me. Next we have table lamps, and our honorees are Devon for Arteriors, Wick for Gray Pants, Deno for Lead Arson Lighting, and Easy Peasy for Loads, and Reflection for Tala. And our Best of Year table lamp goes to, they're all so clever, but this one goes to Easy Peasy for Loads. So sculptural in the shape of a bell, Easy Peasy is a set of portable and rechargeable table lamps. I mean, come on. Next, we have outdoor lighting. And our honorees are Shadowbox for Hubbardton Forge, Ohm for IFO Electric, Nebula for Neri, Meridiano for Vibia. And our Best of Year for outdoor lighting, don't you love outdoor lighting, goes to Nebula for Neri. Described as LA meets Italy, Nebula gives a 21st century nod to the heritage street lamps found throughout Venice. Next, outdoor collection. And we have Elements for Brown Jordan Outdoor Kitchens. Hi, Daniel. We have Isla for Gone, Disc, Peak, and Stretch for Landscape Forms, and City Collection by Point, and Oti for Sutherland Furniture. And the Best of Year outdoor collection goes to Isla for Gone. This is the first collection for the brand, wow. And Herkner explores ways of inhabiting outdoor spaces through irregular shapes. And this is something else. And the Best of Year winner for Outdoor Kitchen goes to Elements for Brown Jordan. Conceived as a set of uniquely designed stainless steel modules, the furniture-inspired collection empowers outdoor living spaces for any footprint with a variety of sizes and ultra-durable powder-coated finishes. Love it! Go Daniel! Next, we have outdoor seating, and our honorees are Ginkgo Rope for Davis, Really for Dadon, Olivo for Isimar, Anatra Teak High-Back Lounge Chair for Janice at Sea, and Hammock for Paola Lenti, and Bikini Lounger for Tonic. And our Best of Year for outdoor seating goes to Hammock for Paola Lenti. This is the company's first collaboration with an American designer, and Hammock marries the spirit of a hammock with the basic structure of a sling chair. Congrats, Renee. Next, we have contract seating, and our honorees are Matinee for Bernhardt, Decade for Blue Dot, Kielauer, Division 12, Flower for Tonon through Sandler Seating, and Dan for Zanota. And our Best of Year for contract seating goes to, they are all so darn good, but it goes to Dan for Zanota, with colorful elastic belts that can be customized by the designer. Next, we have conference seating, and our honorees are Light Work for Davis, Swerve for Kielauer, ECG Series for Nightingale, Ionic for Sit On It seating, and our Best of Year conference seating goes to Swerve for Kielauer. This is Kielauer's first carbon neutral office chair. Hooray! Next, task seating, and our honorees are Venora for Okamura, Focus 2.0 for Sit On It, ESSA for Technion, Atmesh 187.1 range for Wilcon. And the Best of Year for task seating, and don't we all need a good task seat these days? ESSA for Technion. The chair derives its name from the word essence, honoring its pared-down scale and pure sculptural shape. Love it. Next, contract bench and stool. We have Lines by Andre World. Next is Gallery by Bernhardt Design. Haig for Carl Anderson and Sonner through Scandi Spaces. Soft Top, Scandiform through Scandi Spaces. We have Blend for Stellar Works. And our Best of Year for contract bench and stool goes to, they're all so chic, but it goes to Gallery by Bernhardt Design. The trifecta of parts enables the mood of the piece to change by taking advantage of various color palettes. So graphic. Next, we have contract lounge seating, and our honorees are Ludo for Capolini, Daiki for Minotti, Hobson Lounge for National Office Furniture, Ela for Pedrali, Alice for Sasego. And our Best of Year contract lounge seating goes to Ela for Pedrali. Curvy, colorful, and chic. Congrats, Patrick and Pedrali. Next, we have the contract sofa. And our honorees are Giro Soft for Andre World, Becca Modular for Bernhardt Design, So Mod for Davis Furniture, Floored for Frovi, Whitaker for Kimball. And the best contract sofa goes to, oh my God, it goes to Giro Soft for Andre World. I mean, look at that architectural base with solid ash wood feet in the form of a sled. I mean, I am crazy for this sofa. Now, are you all cheering one another? I can't hear you. Next, contract high-back seating. And we have ESO by Arcadia. We have JP Lounge for Davis. A11 for Hush Office. And we have Kite for Stellar Works. And the best of year contract high-back seating goes to Kite. Check this out. With shallow and deep seats and lower and taller backs, the seat can be customized according to the size of the space and the degree of privacy desired. So clever, that Mendo. Okay, next, residential seating. And our honorees are Lofty for Hachi Collections. And we have Mahalo for Ralph Pucci. Ebba by Cal. William Gray Hugo Collection by Stella Works. And the best of year for residential seating goes to Mahalo by Ralph Pucci. Is it a sculpture? Is it a piece of art? Ah, it's a chair, ideal for inside or out. Next, we have residential accent chairs. And our honorees are Armadillo by Expormine, Musico by Lee Broom, Martha by Poltrona Frau, and Romby by Poirot. But our best of year for residential accent chairs goes to New Take of a furniture classic in rattan, the Papisson. Remember that? So fun. Okay, next we have bench and stool, and our honorees are Heroes for Carbonell Design Studio. The BM0865 Daybed by Carl Hansen and Son. Juki for HBF. And Ryder for Zanota. But the best of year for residential bench and stool, drum roll please, goes to the BM0865 Daybed for Carl Hansen and Son. Conceived in response to lifestyles that were already becoming hectic in the 1950s, the design was meant for relaxing and well-being. Okay, next category is residential lounge seating. And our honorees are CH78 Mama Bear by Carl Hansen and Son. Bala for Design Within Reach. Remnant by Sankal. William Gray Teddy Collection for Stella Works. And the best of year residential lounge seating goes to Remnant by Sankal. The seat is part of Void Matters, a purely conceptual collection which reflects upon the concept of a void and matter. Oh, that makes sense. Okay, next is residential sofa. We have Pandarin for Hay, the Puka Collection for Lee Mosé, Sumo for Living Divani, Libra for Marmo Furniture. And the best residential sofa goes to, I mean, look at that, Sumo for Living Divani. I mean, look at that. The tapered shape of the frame, that concave on raised metal, slender feet. I mean, come on, Piero, you're a master. Next, we have healthcare textiles. And our honorees are Ensemble Collection for Arcom, Prerequisite Collection for Carnegie, Balance featuring Sunbrella Assure for C.F. Stinson, Flux Collection for Concertex, Quantum Collection for Mayer Fabrics. And the best of year, and boy has healthcare come such a long way, but the best for healthcare textiles goes to requirements, new criteria, and new regulations post-pandemic, and this collection assures that some of the most pressing performance and cleanability concerns have been answered. Thank you, Carnegie. Amazing, right? Okay, next, hospitality textiles. And our honorees are Urban Muse Collection for Arcom, Issimo with Krypton for Cortina Leathers, the West Elm Collection for Design Tex, Brussels for Fidu Textiles, And the best of year for hospitality textiles goes to the West Elm Collection for design text. This is the fourth collaboration from two industry leaders with a shared passion for innovation and responsible design. Heck yes! Next is outdoor textiles, and our honorees are Duet for Brentano, Striped and Utopia Destination Collection for Noel Textiles, In the Mix for Perennials Fabrics and Rugs, Balance Collection for Sunbrella. And the best of year outdoor textiles goes to Balance Collection for Sunbrella. Now this is a timeless collection of woven fabrics from Sunbrella fusing modern and classic elements with functionality, comfort, and design. Thanks, Sunbrella. Okay, next, contract textiles. And our honorees are, and we're so proud of them, Celliant for design text, the Up Collection for HBF Textiles. We have the Decennium Collection for Noel Textiles. Hey, Dorothy. And Mutable Matter Loom. Ultra Leather Reef Pro for Ultra Fabrics. And the best of year for contract textiles goes to the Decennium Collection for Noel Textiles, inspired by fiber arts, tactile knits, and dimensional shapes. But wait a minute, there's another winner for contract textiles wellness, and that goes to Celliant for design text. Now listen up, this is important. Celliant is a responsive textile made with patented cutting-edge fiber technology that significantly improves local circulation to increase oxygen levels and deliver vital nutrients to tissues throughout the user's body. This is an incredible innovation. Thank you. Okay, next we have residential textiles, and our honorees are Prairie School Collection for architects, Kendall Wilkinson Vignettes for Fabric Cut, Watercolor by Rosemary Halgarten, beautiful, Festa Carnival Collection for Rubelli, Retweed Collection for Sunbrella, hey Richard, and our best of year for residential textiles goes to was first presented at the Venice Biennale in 1934, and then Luca reinterpreted it in a super contemporary style. Fabulous. Okay, next we have fabric wall covering. And our honorees are Wildflower by Arte, beautiful, Rubik by Innovations in Wall Coverings, Splash by Philip Jeffries. And our best of year for fabric wall coverings goes to Rubik for Innovations in Wall Coverings. Countryside landscapes were the inspiration for this fabric stitch pattern. I want to go to the country. All right, next is paper wall covering. And our honorees are Abanico for Arte, Mycorb for Brett Design, Goldendale for Juju Papers, Rifle Paper Co. Collection for York Wall Coverings. And our best of year paper wall covering goes to Goldendale for Juju Papers, made from local forest wood rubbings rendered in opulent metallics. And oh so chic, honestly. Okay, next we have contract wall covering, and our honorees are Ephemeral for Aztec, Magnolia Home for Momentum Textiles and Wall Covering, Vinyl Zebra Wood for Philip Jeffries, Saga for Nerdgrona through Scandi Spaces, and Repeat Offenders for Wolf Gordon. And our best of the year contract wall covering goes to Repeat Offenders for Wolf Gordon, featuring bold patterns that riff on the past by presenting a tongue-in-cheek twist on colors, scales, and forms found in retro designs from the company's own mid-century archives. Hooray, Ghislaine! Oh my God, But there's another best of year for 3D wall covering, and that goes to Saga for Negrona through Scandi Spaces. Saga is a sound diffusing wall art system made from solid cork, named after the Swedish word for fairy tale. Boy, I feel like I'm in one. Okay, next, tile and stone wall covering. We're getting close to the end. Give me some energy in your living room. Come on. We have Terrazza Renata fluted for Anzacs. Ombre stone for artistic tile. Cursive collection for Crossville. Geometri Componibili for Elisa Passino Studio. The Radius collection for Red Rock Tile Works. Equus for Stone Source. And the best of year for tile and stone wall covering goes to Geometri Componibili for Elisa Passino Studio. Now listen, inspired by the timeless work of the architects of color, Le Corbusier, Bofill, Barragan, and their research about color in architecture. This is wonderful. Next, we have window treatments, and our honorees are Studio Concepts for Hartman and Forbes, Designer Roller Duolite for Hunter Douglas, the Victoria Hagen Collection for The Shade Store. And our best of year for window treatments goes to, drumroll please, Victoria Hagen Collection for The Shade Store. Now this is the designer's first collaboration with The Shade Store, and she designed a custom line of fabrics for drapery, Roman shades, and cornices, all in her classic American style. Bravo, Victoria. Next, we have environmental impact, and our honorees are Pure Eco for Andre World, Oceanic for Chimera, Brush Lines for Interface, Coil Collection for Light Art, Reflow for Minarch, and Move Chair for NoHo and Aquafil. And the best of year environmental impact goes to Pure Eco for Andre World, a thermopolymer made from, listen to this, 100% recycled content. It's also 100% recyclable, which guarantees the circularity of the material from its origin to the end of its useful life, creating a responsible and sustainable chain. Thank you, Andre World. And our next category is technology. And our honorees are Work From Home Kits for Burn, Design Jet Studio for HP, Transparent OLED Touch for LG Electronics USA, Athena Dynamic Lighting Control System from our friends at Lutron. And the best of year for technology goes to Let There Be Light, Athena Dynamic Lighting Control System for Lutron. Create magic in everyday moments with this simple, flexible, all-in-one lighting and shading solution. Fantastic. Okay, next, marketing and branding material. And we have the Spring 2020 campaign for clay tile, Division 12 for Keel Hour, design guides for Hayworth, so cute, The Drop for Philip Jeffries. And the best of year marketing and branding materials goes to the Spring 2020 campaign for clay tile. Inspired by Marnie's Spring Summer 2020 collection, Clay paired the fashion designer with the tile from Italian architect Cristina Celestino and Fernace Brioni and their modern take on traditional terracotta. Beyond chic. And the last category, oh my God, is creative collaboration. And I have two companies I am so proud of and had the best time collaborating with on this online Best of Design 2020. Here we go. First, I want to give a best of year for all my backdrops that were designed by my good friends at Turf. What an amazing collaboration. You made these past 2 weeks something special. Everyone was thrilled with the Hall of Fame red called Crown, so many compliments. And then these super cool panels behind me called Read. And then to the generosity and the design of our Best of Year awards, Clarus. I want all the honorees and winners to feel special and appreciated. And in a year that would have been so easy to say no, Clarus said yes. Designers, think about that when you want to collaborate on a project. Turf and Clarus get a big thumbs up from me. Well, we did it! Oh my God! Are you clapping? Hooray for all the winners and all the honorees. All of you continue to inspire all of us. And seriously, every category as a whole made up what I see as a complete and perfect spectrum. So whether you are an honoree or the best of, congratulate yourself, come on! And then spread the love around, post it on social, hashtag ID Best of Year, tag Interior Design Mag, tag the Cindygram, and don't forget that design has the power to heal and change the world, and you will continue to find new ways to design our best lives. Hey everybody, this is Cindy Allen, Editor-in-Chief of Interior Design, and for the very first time, listen up, we are honoring the next generation that will shape our world in the future. Oh yes, today we celebrate the best of student design. Are you ready? I am. First, a huge thanks and a virtual hug to our Best of Student Design sponsor, our good friends at Pottery Barn. Thank you. I want to give a heartfelt thanks to my friends at Turf, who created this lovely behind me, the custom backdrop just for me. Can you imagine collaborating all over Zoom just like you're doing? But partnering with them was a joy. This gorgeous wall panel is called Read, and here are the specs, because I know you're going to ask me. It's 9mm felt. It's available in 30 different colorways, completely modular, custom, and has great acoustic performance. A huge thanks, Turf. And finally, thank you to our Best of Year sponsor, Clarus, who created this year's winner award. So let's face it, this year it would have been easy to just say no awards this year. There's no in-person event, our bulbs are costly to make, and heavy and bulky to ship all across the globe. But no. We wanted something special for you, and Clarus raised their hand. It's been an amazing experience designing this award with them. We wanted something flat and shippable, so they used their UV print technology, Color Drop, made the panels fun and customizable. So you see, you can play around with the order of the glass, but you still see our signature light bulb. Oh, and when we were just about done, I asked, can we make it light up? And without missing a beat, Clarus said yes. And voila, the whole award glows. Thank you, Clarus. Okay, I just want to show all of you out there that 23 schools around the globe entered. Pretty impressive. And proving design has no boundaries, there are 17, count them, 17 countries represented. Wow. So students, as we get started, these are the rules of the game. Dance and shout when you win, take selfies, be creative, and post on social using the hashtag IDBoyAwards, and tag Interior Design Mag, and tag me at the Cindygram, and let's spread the design love around. Okay, everybody, this is what we did. We selected the best of the best, and what you're about to see are 16 designers from 13 different schools. The best of year student winners are, and here we go. From Pratt Institute in our beloved Brooklyn, our best of year student award goes to Nan Zhu, who by the way is graduating in the end of May 2021. Nan designed Va, a foldable double seat inspired from a Chinese ancient structure. And she's showing us how easy it is to put it together. Her material of choice was plywood. She explains that the structure is simple and doesn't have any pivot or hardware, but uses its own joints to stay together. So, two can sit comfy and there's extra space for your things. And then just fold it flat for easy storage. Va! So clever. Congrats, Nan. Next up, from the Maastricht Academy of Fine Arts and Design in the Netherlands, our best of award is Sang Niederweiser, who just graduated in July 2020. And his design is called Volare, a series of light objects of knitted cylinders in an oak frame using tension. His material exploration was oak, pure silk, copper wire, PLA, and LED. And the tension is created with 3D printed shapes and copper wire. And the copper wire also acts as a conductor of electricity. Yep, it's electric. Our next creative mind comes from SCAD, the Savannah College of Art and Design, our good friends at SCAD. And our Best of Year Student Award goes to Armando Mora Medina, graduating in May of 2021. And his design is a chair called Walkie. I mean, come on. Walkie captures a person walking and challenges the rigidity and monotony existing in design by adding movement and energy. So there. Armando uses ash and walnut. And he explains that when walkie is multiplied within a space, it provides a sense of social activity. They look like they're walking and talking. Plus, check out the playful shoes. Armando, you are walking the walkie. Now, from Southwest University of Science and Technology in China, we honor, this is Di Lu, and his Best of Student Design Award is a series of small objects. This one is a vase-like tissue box. Because how many ugly tissue boxes do we have lying around? Well, not anymore. And Dee explains that each tissue pulled out creates a unique pattern. And the box is made of degradable plastic. Next up is his complete plate. And look, the plate has a shallow soy sauce tank that surrounds the plate and forms the shape of O. For his pencil sharpener, the designer gets inspiration from the crumbs. Rotate the pencil and a beautiful and unique flower is gradually generated. Wow. And finally, the tulip pattern candle holder. Just take the lighted match and head down the gap between the petals to make it easy to light the candle. Dee's attention to the detail and creating objects of beauty make his work very special. I mean, how talented are these students? Wow. More creativity, this time from the American University of Sarja in the United Arab Emirates. And we have Rand Al-Dre, and her Best of Year Student Award is for Dai, a stunning lamp that draws inspiration from the gaff tree, a symbol of tolerance, and the evergreen tree of the Arabian Gulf. Just look at her beautiful illustration. And her material palette was epoxy resin, upcycled walnut, and brass-plated steel and LED. The base follows the topography of the desert's sand formation. The frilled oval element diffuses the light, and the resin visually refracts the trapped dried gaff leaves and allows for hidden moments of discovery. This is stunning. Now students, are you high-fiving in your living room? Well, go on social and share. Be creative. Oh, Canada is next with the School of Architecture, University of Waterloo in Cambridge. And this Best of Year Student Award goes to a collaboration. And our designer trio is Kelsey Rose Dawson, Mia Milanovic, and Nathaniel Shefflin, graduating end of August 2021. And the design that they're holding is make it unique in shape and make the system freestanding. Look at their material, earthenware grog white clay. The 3D printed nature of the construction provides a woven quality to the wall. The standard brick was twisted 180 degrees and warped once configured into the woven system, making each brick unique. What an amazing collaboration. Next, we head to New York to our friends at Parsons School of Design. And our talented student is Bingxin Yu, great portrait. And she's graduating mid-May of 2020. And her Best of Year Student Award is for Redefine. Bingxin's goal is to redefine the purpose of the chair. She wants it to play, to heal, to balance, to meditate, to connect, and create social interactions like these two here. Her material of choice was steel tube and plywood. Various postures serve various physical and mental statuses. Plus movement and balance activates the awareness of our mind and body. Up next from Hochschule Hannover, University of Applied Sciences and Arts in Germany, this is Marvin Kasper, who will be graduating at the beginning of January 2021. And his Best of Year design is, drumroll please, and this reinterpretation combines a clothing rack with a bench, making it a versatile addition for narrow corridors and dressing rooms. His materials were water-based lacquered MDF and powder-coated steel tube. Inspired by the 1930s tubular steel furniture, don't you love it? This ballet stand offers the aesthetic of classic design with a modern twist. And this looks like it's ready to be in production, and I need one. Next, our design line comes all the way from Bandung Institute of Technology in Indonesia. This is Krishna Rinaldi, who just graduated end of October 2020. And he wins Best of Year for Pranama Easy Rattan Chair and Ottoman. The term Pranama means Purnama, or full moon in Sanskrit, and it reflects the nature of the chair's overall design and story. Beautiful and simple rattan and polished brass were his material of choice. The chair blends natural rattan and metalworks to achieve contemporary aesthetic purity. Our next team comes from École Nationale Supérieure de Création Industrielle in Paris, France. This dynamic duo is Dorian Etienne and Cordelia Faure, graduating in June of 2023. And their Best of Student Award is Nuclei. Now, here's their story. They had the chance to meet the Kavalan Aboriginal tribe from the east coast of Taiwan, who are experts in the use of banana fiber. And the banana flesh, big waste from this traditional extraction, turns out to be interesting for its translucency and its graphic qualities. And by drying, refining, and stabilizing, the solidity of this plant's tissue is increased. And finally, this material is turned into a sober shape, inspired by the internal structure of the banana tree stem. Oh, and its limited series is available in 3 sizes. Beautiful story and beautiful outcome. The Tama Art University in Tokyo, Japan brings us our next Best of Year winner, and he is Zhang Yu, who will be graduating in January of 2022. And we are honoring his cover, a pour-over coffee maker set. His material is aluminum, and he explains that in the process of exploring forms, he covered various forms with 2 sheets of paper. We thought this set was beautifully conceived and looked ready to get out in the market. Bravo, Zhang! And next up, from Escuela Universitaria de Diseño, Innovación y Tecnología in Madrid, España, we have Celia Martin Torre, who just graduated in July this year. And her Best of Year award is for Kalon. Kalon is a jet-type smart helmet presented to the Laval brand and intended for motor sharing in cities. It has been designed with the complete safety and comfort of the user in mind, without neglecting innovation. Her materials were polycarbonate frame and antibacterial and hypoallergenic textile. Voronoi diagrams provide extra protection against impacts. Kalon is the first smart helmet used in motor sharing, facilitating interaction through gesture control. Wow. And our 13th and final Best of Year award winner is from Art Center College of Design in Pasadena, California. And he is Taining Zhao. Tri-light, designed to provide many different lighting environments in a single space. And his imaginary client was a small apartment dweller. His materials of choice are aluminum, iron, plastic, and a magnet. There are LED chips which locate on both ends of the bar, so you can change the light direction just by rotating them. This looks ready for production indeed. A huge round of applause for all our Best of Student winners. These students care deeply about the future and the community, and they're exploring wellness, safety, new materiality, the whole lot. Now, wasn't it amazing and how much fun to hear about the process and their inspiration? They were certainly inspiring to me.